Welcome, traveler. Pull up a chair and listen to the tales of Exandria. For those first time listening or who don't know, this is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign played using the Tal'Dorei Campaign setting. As for the rest of you, welcome back. Last we left our troop of adventurers. You all gather and make your way to the massive skyship that looms over the scared populace of Stilben. The skyship known as Sanctum, home to Queen Rixori, a powerful being from another world who is looking for her missing daughters, Princess Newt and Princess Rixorki. Along the way, Katsu received a letter of inheritance from a relative named Master Kaiser, whom left Katsu a small keep in his will. However, there is a lien on the keep from back taxes owed in the amount of 500 gold that Katsu will need to pay before he is granted ownership. Aboard Sanctum, you all make your way to a building-sized dining hall. Surrounding the room are armored guards, and at the head of the table, Queen Rixori and Queen Kashali. Your visitor, Gideon, introduced himself as a Prince Gideon to Rixori's court. Kashali and Rixori assault the prince and have him taken to the interrogation chambers. They plan on using him as a bargaining chip if needed to get their daughters back. Katsu managed to convince the queen into giving them a sending stone so that your troop can call upon them for aid when you find the Tower of Rancor. Having been told to vacate the ship, you go on your mission to finding their missing daughters and return down to the streets of Stilben below. Adanaros and Quincy locate a local library and a bookstore called the Bookworm, the sign depicting a purple worm with a monocle reading an open book. It was here Adanaros found valuable information about the Tower of Rancor, the cultist obsession with aerial beings and their sacrifice to an elder god. With the location of another cult who may know where the tower is, you gather supplies, potions, and scrolls for your journey. Time of the essence, you leave Stilben, keeping the great saltwater marsh on your shoulder. You head along the Lucidian coast. Your destination, an old keep at the mouth of the Maureen River run known as Echo Keep. Along the way, you encounter a camp of strange humanoids, beings of yellow and green scales, lizard folk. You approach, and they call for 2 human women in teal-scaled garb. When Katsu said you were headed to Echo Keep to rescue someone, they attacked you, summoning water elementals to aid them. The 2 human women escaped, swimming into the icy waters with inhuman-like ability, as the rest fought with their very lives to stop you. After slaying the lizardfolk and defeating the elemental, you find yourself in the remains of the camp. The peal of thunder from the summit peaks reminds you that a storm is coming. And that is where we're going to begin today. Discord should be fully enabled here.
Yo.
And
Hello.
for those watching, let me introduce everyone to the new overlay.
Oh yeah, I need to see this new overlay. I like it, Dave.
I mean, I'm not
sedating-
going to say
heavy
that
Chroma
the fillet is
machine.
good, but I'm turned on by it visually.
Alright then.
Awkward boners engage. Okay.
What kind of fetish would that be classified under, Villadin?
I believe that's just an aesthetic fetish.
Yes, it's
Got
a
it.
fetish for aesthetic.
Got
there
it.
you go.
This is a
Unfortunately,
great...
something that Billadin doesn't have, but you know.
Okay, fair enough. So, I guess we left off after the fight. Did we take a short rest? I don't remember.
No, we didn't do anything other than fight, and then we sat down around.
No, I believe we did take a short rest. Because you wanted to, or one of the magic users, I don't know, your voices, I don't know, wanted to copy spells.
Oh yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, we did. We did take a 2-hour rest.
So,
Well, during the rest, Adanaros would address everyone there real quick and say, I feel I must apologize for the events that transpired on the sky ship. I had no idea that the mother of the 2 girls would act in such a hideous and unseemly manner with unnecessary cruelty and sadistic glee. So that was not my intention to have your employer be kidnapped by the queen whose daughters I'm trying to help rescue. And I feel
Billadin only
somewhat
thinks
bad
she's
about that.
mental because Meira has told him in private. I don't really know how else you'd see otherwise.
Well, Adanaros just feels bad, and he makes it known that he is sorry that that happened and did not intend for that to happen. And that's not how he likes business done.
as Quincy, because I remember expending a hit die last time to heal up, as Quincy is like bandaging herself almost, she looks up and goes, "So, apology accepted and all, but how do you expect to pay us?" And she's going to motion over to Telrin and going, "Yes, our lives may be on the line, but if we manage to get through this, there is some extra coin, I believe."
Who are you addressing that to?
Adanaros, because he's the one who threw us into this in the first place.
Actually, no accord was agreed upon. If I recall correctly, your employer wanted to meet with the queen, and then she took matters into her own hands and kidnapped him. So no method of payment or amount of payment or any of that kind had been agreed to at that point.
Well, he's got you there, Quentin.
She's going to punch you for that one. Tell. It's not going to be hard or anything to cause damage, but she will punch you.
Make them roll damage, Dave. Make them roll damage.
It's not going to be hard enough. I have a -1 to strength. It's literally will do 0 damage.
Make him roll a d20 and see if he crits.
Okay. So, those 2 lovely archers who decided to grace us with that horrid water elemental did swim off. Do we want to give chase in case they know anything, or
I mean,
They're
that was,
or can we even give chase?
yeah, that was 2 hours ago.
Yeah, but like,
They're long gone by now.
yeah.
And,
They've
it's not
already
like-
used
and
this-
you don't typically leave footprints in a river.
Yeah,
Unless
when they
you were
dove in, it was
walking
like
on the-
watching Kevin Costner in Waterworld. It wasn't like a human swimming, it was like something else.
Okay, then.
They're
So
got it.
she will look at Adanaros and go, "Well, where are we going now?"
I believe our destination remains Echo Keep to try to recover Newt.
I meant direction. you're leading us. You know where to go.
Northeast. I did mark it on someone's map as well, but it is to the northeast, which is that way, and he points unerringly in the direction of northeast.
Although we should be mindful that they most likely are waiting for us.
I do just want to step in real quick and remind everyone that I am the leader here.
Brackets. Unsure I've mentioned that up until this point. Just have to reassert it in case Quincy and Telrin didn't know. Close brackets.
I like that.
Adonarl said, well, technically, Sir Villadin, the two new arrivals are not employed by yourself, and
Of course,
technically speaking,
you can talk to them as long as they are aware who is mostly in control here.
Meira waves her hand. It's me, isn't it, Master?
Yes, of course it is.
And then I just pat her on the head.
So, care to explain the whole master and servant, or is it a slave situation?
It's completely sexual.
The best guy.
I make her wear a dog collar around her neck, and it just shows commitment, okay? There's nothing weird about it.
Really? Because,
hey Dave,
I have
Good
some...
indeed.
I have some stories that would say otherwise, but...
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Shut the fuck up.
I really hate when I talk and I don't have the thing depressed, and so I'm talking to nothing. Are those two red marks where we're supposed to be going?
No.
Okay.
I'm just pulling up a general map of the... You're actually a little further north than Stilben, but along that eastern coast.
Gotcha, yeah. Okay, just checking.
And it is not a slave relationship. Originally, it was just so I could kiss up to Master so he'd help me, and now it's just become a habit.
Yes, unfortunately, Meira has a habit of thinly veiled flattery. Especially being a drow elf your entire life, you sort of see straight through it.
Jeez, sounds
You're
just
so
like you, Telrin.
wise.
So, how much further do we have to go to reach Echo Keep, Dave?
Well, you guesstimate, considering you have to go to the mouth of the Maureen Run River, probably another 4 miles at least. You can get there, but it would be after sundown when you arrived.
Yeah, because it's afternoon right now.
About 1 in the afternoon. Well, actually, no, it's about 3 now, after your rest.
Well, prudence would indicate we should not camp in the sight of enemies that which some escaped. So we should at least move on, and then decide where to camp later, if that's agreeable to everyone.
I'm good enough
Sounds
to
like
keep
a
going.
reasonable strategy.
Adonarus looks at Villadin.
Sorry, my internet genuinely cut off. That was the plan.
His answer
don't
is
know what was
yes.
said, sorry.
No, I know.
I don't know what was said.
No, that's perfect though, because I love you, dude. No,
Great leadership.
no, that's why I'm laughing, because he had just gone through the speech of he's in charge, and then now he's asking what's the plan. That is hilarious to me. No, I said if it was agreeable to everyone, we probably should not camp out in the place where the enemies were and who some escaped. We should keep moving and then get closer to our destination and then decide where to camp in between there.
Well, we did
Okay,
take a short rest.
Can we also just make a future agreement that if someone tries to say hello and weapons are drawn, can we not try and parley with them first? Can we just sort of do the killing and be over with it?
Actually, if I if I can interject a philosophical point here, if I were to speak into your mind and you were unaware, I find it a totally reasonable reaction on most sentient beings' parts to believe a threat of some kind is incoming. So when Quincy...
Yes, because announcing your presence telepathically is the perfect way to do a surprise attack.
No, I'm saying... No, you don't understand.
Yes, truly. When I used to live back with my family and we had a tough upbringing, I would always try and mention beforehand how I was about to attack someone before I'd cut them.
Quincy is like defending herself. Like, I didn't mention a damn thing about attacking. I asked if this was a resting spot.
Listen, that's not what I'm saying. They were lizard folk. They weren't human. I'm saying that the mindset to prepare for an attack of some kind when magic is being used against you or to talk to you even is not necessarily an unreasonable thing. So just because someone reacts that way, depending on our method of contact, doesn't necessarily mean they're out to kill us all. That's the only point I'm trying to make. If someone hostilely contacted me right now as I'm sitting on this log talking to you all, and all of a sudden I hear a voice in my brain, I will most likely pick up my staff and look around at least to see
I'd probably draw my weapon and ask hello.
There you go.
I wouldn't draw my weapon, make whispers around, and sort of just hope they eventually reveal themselves. Need I remind you that they did eventually attack us?
Adanaros will suddenly hear a voice in his mind saying, "So, you're ready to fight, are you?"
Is it Katsu's voice?
Well,
it's Katsu's voice.
It's actually funny you say that, Katsu.
He's not surprised because he knew Katsu was a warlock from before.
Well, Katsu, as they're discussing this, you kind of have your vision blurs a little bit. It's almost like it dims and then there's just like bright white flash, just real quick. And when the flash clears and you overlook your group, you still hear the voices talking, but to you, their appearances have changed quite a bit. Their bodies appear to be almost decaying, the flesh falling from their faces as they talk. You can see rotting muscle and tissue, insects crawling in and out of these wounds on them, their clothing in tatters, almost rags. The armor bits look like they're been worn down by time and the very elements itself. They don't seem to be bothered by this. They don't even seem like anything's out of the ordinary. They even turn and talk to you. And then after a moment or two of this, your vision flashes back. And when you blink your eyes and you reopen them, they appear as you once remembered them. No decaying, no markings of time, the touch of death not upon them.
Did no one else
it's
see
confirmed
that?
he's an alcoholic.
Quincy will turn over to Katsu and go, "See what, friend?"
Nothing.
I
We should leave.
I'm just going to presume that you were complimenting us and leave it at that.
Quincy's going to cross her arms and go, "I agree with the leaving part, but normally when people ask questions like that and then follow it up with nothing, it's not nothing."
Do you know where questions have got you so far? Do you know where questions have got us so far? They've ended in things getting stolen, people being killed. I don't like questions. Questions are dangerous.
This is true. Questions.
Why is the Terraskew taking a short rest?
Never mind.
No, get that out of here.
Don't worry about the Tarask.
Good lord.
You saw nothing.
I fear that son of a bitch every day.
I was really scared.
Now what you should be more concerned of is the only ones that are on that tracker are your members of your own party, so Somebody may be a Tarask in disguise.
Okay. So
That is why we don't ask questions, Dave. Hint, hint.
God.
Yep. Questions only ever serve to get you killed.
All right, hands up. Who's the Cylon? Just be out with it.
Are you saying that in character?
No, of course not.
I was about to say, if you said that
All
in
right,
character...
who's the person from the other universe that doesn't exist here?
I was about to say, if you said that in character, Quincy would raise her hand.
I point at Sebastian. He's from another universe.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
that's fair.
Focusing up a little bit more. Quincy will walk over to Katsu and go, "Let's walk and talk. I'm rather curious to know what you were going on about."
Does Billidan hear this?
She's not whispering, so sure.
Okay, I'll be over the other side of here if you need me.
I just walk up.
Will you get that bullshit out of here?
No, I'm
this-
trying to get the party to actually take a short rest, and it's not working.
Is this
Okay.
the conversations that are happening over the 2
By
hours, Dave?
Billidan walks over to the other side of the camp, I mean Billidan walks over to the other side of the camp and lies down. That's what I meant.
We're okay.
There we go.
I'm assuming that these were conversations that were happening during our 2-hour short rest.
Yes.
Yes.
Mira just keeps eating lunch.
Okay, so I meant
Okay,
to.
so
Wait.
Everybody's-
Mira's eating lunch. Where's Narthra at?
Under Telred.
Fair answer.
No, Narthra was initially scouting, like just flying around the area a little bit, make sure nothing was coming up on us. Then she'd take a perch in a nearby tree and just keep an overlook on our party to make sure we weren't getting snuck up on.
Okay, so while we're taking a short rest, I'm going to use my Tinker skill to make a small Clockwork Dragon.
You. I guess you would have the components to do that on your person.
So, while you're making a small little toy dragon, taking a rest here, outside in the wilderness, along the coast, you haven't really thought of how you're going to approach Echo Keep, other than try to allow them to talk.
Well, I mean, we have.
I
to
don't
get
even
in
think
there.
Billidan knows anything about the keep other than its location, right?
Adonaros would fill you in with the notes he took in the book.
So who owns it?
Some cult. Was the cult identified, Dave, or no? No one knows where it wasn't on any maps. No one even knows Echo Keep is there unless they researched these.
Right now,
obscure
there's
texts.
there's two different cults
Exactly.
that you're
So-
going to. One of them, the one that you're looking for, is the Cult of the Rancor, which the closest clue that you've gotten to somebody that's have done dealings with that cult is where you're going to hear, the ones that are located at Echo
Exactly.
Keep. So if anybody knows how to get to them, how to contact them, they're your best bets. That's why you're heading out to there.
Exactly. So, but
Didn't we have some sort of really dumb plan to make someone our cultist? And like they could infiltrate? Like, I'm not naming names as to who we immediately thought of, but their name rhymes with Lyra.
I thought it was dressing
Vera,
Billidan
how
up
dare
as-
I mean, getting into places is my specialty.
Well, I thought it was involving Billidan dressing up in drag like Bugs Bunny and just have him go out in front of the keep.
No. That's the slave master thing you're getting confused with again.
Okay.
The thing is,
Your troop, everybody.
no, we did not. We did not discuss the stratagem. We
We
need
passed around the
information.
idea of the infiltration, but you kept pushing that we shouldn't do that.
Who kept pushing that we should?
You.
Are you sure this was last session, or was it a previous one from that?
That was last session.
We didn't know about this place before last session.
Yeah.
This session.
This idea was thrown around, and you pushed, like in character, you pushed against it because it was a strength in numbers type of deal. Instead of just having one person go in, infiltrate, and then get potentially caught and flayed and killed and skinned alive and eaten, probably.
Wait, you said 2 cults.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
What's the second one that's in there?
Okay, look. To reiterate the information gained, the cult of the Rancor can be found by going to Echo Keep, but they are not located at Echo Keep. They are located. The sources indicate that the Tor and the Tower of Rancor is perhaps in an otherworldly dimension, and getting there required going to Echo Keep to find out how to get there. And that keep is under the control of another cult who also was not specifically identified. So we have no idea what cult is in control of Echo Keep right now.
Only thing you know about the cult at Echo Keep is that they revere the
Water.
the primordial forces of water, the elements of water, how its destructive nature as well as its life-giving purpose, its adaptability, their very existence, their methodologies all revolve around that. The fluidity of things, even their combat tactics all revolve around that.
Can I attempt to identify them?
Can try.
Religion?
Yeah.
19.
Okay. So, you have heard of this cult during your last Thursday night. Your old cultist days. This cult, you knew as the name, they went by the Eternal Wave. Now, some of the other, at least the circles that you travel with, kind of saw them as slippery, untrustworthy, some even would say cowardly, but that's because people often receive their tactical retreats as cowardice.
Oh, goody. They're the group that tends to bait us and shoot us as we go along.
So they're not.
Yeah, from what you know, they're patient, almost stoic. And you are correct. They are very flexible as they are opportunistic.
Well, unfortunately, someone known with burning hot passion doesn't quite get along with these people, so maybe I shouldn't be the one infiltrating. I will share this information, though, with no idea, no backstory of how I know it.
Oh, she shares that information?
Yep.
Well, then one could surmise that we've already engaged with this cult in combat, as the tactics described would fit in exactly with the group we just defeated. Therefore, it is unlikely that any parley would do any good. But, you know, we can always try, as Katsu is the master of it. I would also doubt that any infiltration would succeed, since the two surviving individuals most likely could identify each and every one of us as well.
Among the chaos of that battle, you truly believe that?
I mean, they were gone. They were
could.
gone before I
They-
revealed
I
myself.
could.
They were gone before Telrin revealed himself. You could. They were gone before Telrin revealed himself, and on top of that, on turn 2, Katsu threw a veil of basically pure darkness over them. They wouldn't be able to see us.
As I said,
But-
I would be able to have identified everyone in our party, save Telrin.
But to be fair, they've probably warned their group of our approach, and they would be wary of any newcomer at this moment.
That is a very astute observation, and that is most likely also correct. Fascinating as these circumstances may be, it does pose a conundrum.
Don't worry, they don't know who I am. Ignore the fact that there's been wanted posters for me posted up. And bounty hunters.
Quincy raises an eye at Meira, but keeps her mouth shut.
Alright, you hens, this isn't me.
It's a long story, trust me.
But
It's
in
a
answer,
story that will come up another day.
but to comment on something you had said, Quincy, according to the Codex of Tactics and such, it would be unwise to assume that an advantage you possess is not also possessed by your foe. So if I have the capability of identifying everyone here, then one should assume they do as well. As a matter of fact, for all we know, we are being watched as we speak.
Now see, that's far more likely than the first one. I mean, I can't identify most of you. I think your name was Addie?
There are exceptions to every rule.
At the mention of Addie, Quincy bursts out laughing, and she'll go, "Oh, that's a lovely name. I think I'll stick with that one."
Isn't it,
Does Meira have memory loss or something? Because she was calling him out of Gnarls forever.
she's having fun.
She is intentionally fucking with you.
You know what? I'll just stick with calling him Scholar from now.
Addie, Kitty,
Scholar.
and,
Scholar.
Minion A and B.
Wow, downgraded to minions.
I don't know their name.
Sebastian doesn't even have a name tag.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's subby.
You didn't know this from last session, but I basically gave Sebastian a bunch of books that he wanted.
Yep,
But I was
Quincy's been
buying
giving
him
him gifts.
books.
Well, too bad. Too bad. I already got him. So, actually, how many books did I get him? 4?
3.
3.
I put him in his inventory.
Out of character, I wouldn't say too bad too much, because she might kill you.
I didn't say any of that in character.
I'm about to say.
I mean, I'm sure Sebastian would let Meira know, but I'm not saying any of that in character. I'm just saying that's what happens.
But I was buying a lance and I was getting him books and
Oh, now you made the cultist cry. Good job, Quinn.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Since Meira wasn't here last adventure, can she have bought a lance while we were in town, Dave?
Yes.
Okay. And maybe she did get some books, just different ones than Quincy did.
I just imagine that Meira going up to Sebastian, I got you books, and Sebastian's already holding like 2 of them.
Well, no, you weren't here, but when they went back to the Whip Inn, you basically snuck Sebastian in and let him actually have a night in a actual room instead of a hay bale.
Yep, that sounds exactly.
Also, come on, let's be realistic. Meira buying a book for Sebastian, that's Kama Sutra all day long.
No,
Probably, yeah.
they're picture books, so she can read them too.
See the difference? Out of character, so I don't get fucking inflicted wounds on me, is that shit that Quincy picked up actual literature.
But this is a picture book of bird, and this is Good Night Moon.
Good night, moon. Oh, so this is going to be one of those days. Great. Okay, so are we going to... Sir Addie, she says as she giggles a bit from the name.
Philidin frowns at you.
Good. Pray tell, should we get moving, or are we just going to continue to sit here and potentially get ambushed?
Well, when the 2-hour rest is up, he gathers his things and prepares to depart. I don't think it was ever our intention to camp here for the night or anything. Even though it is a lovely spot after the unpleasantness was over.
Yes, the lizard man corpses make a nice view.
Quincy pinches the bridge of her nose and sighs at Tal'Dorei and goes, I forgot your kinks are a little out there.
I mean, Quincy doesn't take the lizard men bodies and make them intertwine to make like a weird living fan fiction out of them?
They are not dragon or pipers, so no.
No, on a note though, he would Adenoros would have examined them though, because I remember he failed his nature check to identify them, so he would do a hasty sketch of them and put some notes and all that. Just because they're fascinating too.
Okay, so it's Adenoros that's putting him in awkward poses to sketch them.
Negative.
Noted.
Yep, that's what he's doing.
No, he's not. He doesn't do stuff like that.
And man, I'm not even I'm that weird.
All right, so after resting here, do you continue your journey, or do you do something else?
We continue on with the journey toward Echo Keep, Dave.
Okay.
When we do begin walking, Quincy's going to slower pace to walk beside Katsu and go, so, what were you going on about earlier?
As you continue traveling off the side path here along the coast, the thunder peals begin to grow louder, more frequent. Clouds form overhead as time passes, and as you walk, you start to feel one cold, icy raindrop, then another, and another, and soon a light rain begins to fall. Still traveling further, you also notice a low fog also accompanies this light rain as the sun begins to set. And in the distance, you think you see the target of your journey. I do have a picture here.
So it's a nice welcoming place, is it?
Yeah, I was about to say, what a lovely, welcoming environment we're about to head into.
I appear to have missed the candles and welcoming party.
Can anybody
Oh.
not see it?
No, I can see it.
Yeah, that's it.
I can see it.
Perfect.
So, do we intend to make camp out of range of the keep since nightfall is approached, and then proceed on towards it in the morning?
I don't see why not, aside from the fact that we could be being watched.
Well, if he said it's within visual range, that typically is at about 3 miles or so. So if we see it in the distance, we're probably okay if we, use foliage and get into cover to make camp.
This is true. And didn't you also say it was lightly raining at this point, Dave?
Light rain, low fog.
Pyramid better not be coming out of somewhere. Yeah, I'll vote for long rest.
Light rain, water cult.
Does it look like there's anywhere around us where we could rest, or is it just all awful?
No, there's light bits of vegetation, trees, some hills and such. Again, the keep is near the mouth of the Maureen River Run. So, you being able to see this, it's pretty close to the mouth of the river itself, not right on top of it, but if you didn't approach it from a certain angle at sea, you could easily miss this.
I personally think a night infiltration would be far more effective than daytime, but I will yield.
I mean, I'm in agreement here, but someone pitched the idea of resting, and I don't think we're going to budge on that decision, are we?
No, I'm merely stating possibilities. If y'all wish to attempt to, if our goal is to be combat and compel our goals to be achieved, then a night attack would also, that would serve just as well as a morning assault. So if that's the course of action the group wishes to take, I can do that as well.
Quincy takes a very minor cough and then looks at Tal'Ren and goes, well, sneaking is your profession.
Yes. Sneaking does typically would be greatly aided by the cover of night.
I believe I can facilitate something similarly.
I just realized that I have a +8 to stealth, so actually I think we both would be good for stealthing.
Dave, can I look for people in the water watching us?
Sure can. Make a perception check.
That is a 16.
All right. So as you step on over to closer to the coast, taking a good long look over, you see the crashing waves rushing upon the shore in the distance. You see the trees gently sway with the breeze of the light storm that is overhead. Same thing with some of the bushes. As you listen for a moment, all you hear is the gentle sounds of the water drops hitting small puddles. But you don't see any unusual movements or anything that really catches your eye that's unusual or suspicious.
Well, paranoia is going to still keep going.
I also
It seems safe for
look as
now.
well. And I also look as well, Dave.
You sure can.
19.
And you see Meira staring off into the ocean, some of the bluffs along the side as they get closer to the river. you use your drow ears to kind of pick up the surroundings, a trait that you've learned long surviving in the Underdark as you made your way to the surface, where a different set of hostile creatures were encountered. You listen, and much like Meira, only things that you hear are the raindrops and the puddles, the peals of thunder, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. But the thing that you notice that's a little unusual is there's not a lot of natural life around here. There's no birds or animals moving about or, trying to take cover from the rain. You don't see any of that.
Okay, well, be careful, everyone. Whilst I can't see anything at the moment, anyone might start watching us or catch us at any time. Can we maybe put someone on watch whilst we all sleep?
Are you
All right,
going
vote.
to
All right,
Right,
let's
hang
do
on,
the
we
vote.
are resting, aren't we? Like, was that not the plan?
Vote.
I mean, some people can rest and some people can go. It would be a bad
Oh,
idea.
right. Okay, sorry. I thought we'd already come to that conclusion. Okay, yeah, then we'll put it to it.
Or is one of you going to scope out the building via stealth?
Me and Telrin both can, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I can give one of you invisibility.
Give it to Telrin.
Let me know when you're going.
Okay, so who's the scouting force here?
Me and Telrin.
All right.
Meira and her -1 stealth with disadvantage wants to.
No!
Don't forget Sebastian's really high stealth, too.
What is Sebastian's stealth? Do I want to know?
Actually, as a bard, he...
I know Jack of all trades, but it still would probably be... Actually, no, it might be high. It stacks.
4.
Okay, fuck
I
yeah.
mean, he is a centaur.
Fair. Right! $16 to stealth for me.
Katsu will
12 for me.
take
Good.
out.
When he wait to roll, because when he grants you invisibility, you get advantage.
Yeah,
Fair.
you need
Yeah,
to you need to wait to roll. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking invisibility. So
All right, so you cast
Katsu pulls
invisibility?
out. I cast invisibility.
Dude, cats, just talk, bro.
So what are we doing then? Are we scouting in the end?
Quincy and Telrin are going to go scout.
Okay, what does everyone else say? Naris, what do you want to do?
Well, I believe there is merit if we plan on
28.
attacking these cultists to gain what we need, since they already showed aggression towards us. Then a night assault would probably be just as beneficial as a day assault. Although,
So you agree with scouting?
that it shouldn't hurt anything unless they get caught. But
Okay, Katsu?
Oh wait, hang on. I can target both of them with invisibility because I'm using 3rd level spell slot.
All right, Quincy, roll another d20 for your stealth. Roll another stealth check, rather.
that would be
I
a
will-
24, sir.
yeah, they're awesome as they vanish from life and they fade into an alternate dimension.
I'll be busy for the next hour with my concentration building in.
So you will be aiding the scouting party.
No, we're
Here's
protecting
From
him.
here.
No, from here, yeah.
Here's the difference between me and Telrin. is that I am just like, my movement is quiet and very subtle. Telrin is just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20s. Fuck off.
Yes, if we do not hear back from you in about, call it 2 hours,
Assume we are dead.
I will send a sending, and if you don't respond, then I will assume you're dead.
Fair.
I will, on the other hand, just presume you're dead from the beginning.
Actually, if we assume it's 3 miles out, call it 3 hours.
I love you, Billidan. Oh man.
So yeah, Quincy will follow Telrin's. Well, no, she can't see him, so she'll just go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see each other.
Yeah, we can't see each other.
Yo, Dave.
Yes.
I send Narthra up to do a circle around us continuously
With about 120 feet up in the air, and it's dark, so it'll be a hard time for anybody. Or no, I'll send her 100 feet up, and then I'll look through her eyes to see if I see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Just getting this map up here. I do wish they would have put circular map revealing layers. That would make this a little better.
On a out of character note, if shit hits the fan, I also have sending to give you a message to we're dead, because that's 3 miles away.
Hold on, no, that brings up an interesting point. Wouldn't Katsu know if his spell ended?
Well, that's up to an hour. I didn't realize that we were 3 miles away.
You'll just have to go with them to a certain point and then break off and head back.
Actually, it doesn't specify.
Because that's a good idea.
It doesn't specify you have to maintain distance while the person's invisible, just concentration.
Well,
But
no, what
their
we're saying is
duration,
3 miles is a long distance to walk.
Yes, it's a super long way, yeah.
especially when you're stealthed, because you don't move quite as fast when you're trying to sneak.
We should probably get a little closer before we do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, almost finished revealing this stuff here. Okay.
Hello, Thunderstorm. How are you doing today?
I actually do have some rainy sound effects. I don't know how loud they would actually be.
Oh, don't worry. I'm getting plenty of it in real life. I can hear it in my head. It's really fucking loud.
Yeah.
Alright, so I am going to see if this will share with everybody here. And let me kill that.
So, Elle, you ready to get caught and slaughtered?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, I don't have your tokens on here yet. So, for the time being here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put... Let's see. Here we go. Your tokens are going to be teeny tiny on this map.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
I mean, it always worries me when you put our tokens on a map because, I mean, you know, it always suggests a certain thing is going to happen, but like
Well,
this,
they're scouting, so I need to know kind of what area they're looking at first.
Would that thing it suggest be called battle, sir?
Is that what Billidan assumes always happens? Because battle can happen even off of a map.
True.
In fact, I have
Oh,
encounters
you're ready,
planned
Dave.
with that. All right, so as you approach the Echo Keep here, this keep looks like a more like a little small castle. Overlooks the mouth of the mighty Maureen River Run, which, from what you can tell, at least from your vantage, is a good half-mile wide at this point. There is a gatehouse at the keep that stand right by this bluff, which helps conceal the keep. The walls of the keep do go completely out to the water's edge. On the bank, there's a series of low tower guards, and from what you can see, possibly a boat or maybe a keel boat, maybe moored.
Okay, then. I don't suppose I could see anything up on top of the tower posts.
Make a perception check.
14.
I will also. 16.
Okay, so
You rolled persuasion?
Oh,
Good. That is in fact not perception.
they're spelled very similar.
Quincy, I swear I'm trying to help you look out.
11.
So on these guard towers here, you don't see any guards from there. In fact, with some of the rain, the darkness, the fact that your human eyes, Quincy.
I
I do not have dark vision. I'm human.
I think I have dark vision.
Right,
You do.
but you
You're
don't
not.
really catch any of this with your perception here. Your raindrops are kind of hitting in your eyes, and you're having trouble seeing with that. And Quincy, with your lack of dark vision with this, you just see the shadows of the walls, the glistening lights from the little makeshift interior harbor where you can barely see, some kind of a aquatic vessel there, but you can't really make too much more of it.
Fun. Okay. I'm going to move up to right here. And can I at least see on the wall if it is climbable?
It is man-made stone, so there are bits where you can kind of climb up, though it is wet from the rain, and the tower goes up about 3 stories.
Oh, fun.
Okay. So, here's what I'm going to do. I also move up. I'm going to use my ring of jumping, which triples my jump height. And then my ability second story work, I think it increases my jump height by like 1.5 or something. I don't remember exactly how. Okay, that doesn't actually apply here. So I'm going to use my ring of jumping to jump up, try to jump up on the wall, top of the wall.
Okay, so, and you're just doing this from a standing jump?
No, I'm gonna make a running jump.
Okay, so you're trying to make a high jump.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. You have a 10 strength, so it's going to be a 13 for the height. And the ring, you said triples that?
Yes.
Okay. And your other skill, you said, alters it how much?
It increases
story
it
work?
by... It increases my jump distance by a number of feet equal to my dexterity modifier.
All right, so let's do this here. All right, so it's another 2 feet. All right, so let's say it's 15, and then with the ring multiplies that, so we'll say that's 45.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so with that, you see Telrin just kind of, well, you don't see, you just see the
I
little
don't
splitter
see
splatters
shit.
of feet go, and then this blur goes through the raindrops as it moves up over to the tower. When he does land here, I want you to make an acrobatics check, because it is slippery.
18.
Okay. So when you land, because the roof of the guardhouse is peaked, you start to slide a little bit, almost like surfing at an extreme angle. But you manage to turn around and grab on some of the tiles just to keep yourself from falling off into the central courtyard here. So I'm going to just put your token over here. And let me reveal some more things here, since now you can actually see a little bit inside. And I want you to make a perception check here while I'm clearing, or rather, revealing more of the interior here.
As a note, so we don't get confused later, Dave,
21.
if I say anything to Telrin, it's going to be through the message cantrip,
Shouting at
so
the top
no
of your
one will
lungs.
be able to hear it, if there is anyone.
I got you. You're going to shout it at the top of your lungs,
Yes, exactly.
because that's the best thing you could do right now.
Yep, that's exactly what I said, Davey boy. You heard me perfectly.
I know.
Did you just call him Davy Boy?
I've been
Don't be
calling him that
jealous.
for quite a while.
Don't be jelly of my nickname.
No. My brain must have filtered it out naturally.
It's okay. I'm surprised Dave's hasn't done it yet.
All right, so what you are seeing here, I'm just trying to get the areas that you can actually kind of see.
Hmm.
All right. So with a 21 perception, you notice, in fact, about 10 feet below you on the raised wall there are some guards. Let's see. I'm just going to put these in here. And they are armed with longbows, and they are kind of patrolling the wall here.
Did we find Meira's keep, Dave? Is that what this is?
Meira's Keep? What?
I have never been here before in my life. You can't
No,
prove
no.
anything.
No, but you have the keep. You drew the keep. So
Oh, no. That's
okay, I'm just
that's
messing
something
around, but
entirely
technically
else.
it could be though. We could have to clear it out of these a-holes.
No, she has her own keep somewhere else. She just couldn't get the message with it because she wasn't here last session. Okay. Because it's such a large place, I had to do this with pins. So I have to manually kind of... I got the pins showing where they're supposed to be at. But if I did it in one big encounter, it would probably crash Fantasy Grounds with all the amount of things that would get flooded on the combat tracker.
Yeah.
Not even joking on that.
Oh, fun, and we're probably going to get into combat, by the way.
Well, maybe just tell it.
This is a 90% chance of us getting thrown into combat.
Running is always an option.
This is true.
Not if you're Meira. Meira goes in bravely, faces all foes all the time.
Good thing I'm not Meira.
Fair enough.
Thank God we're not on difficult terrain, is what I'm thinking.
Tal'Dorei is technically right now.
Okay, Tal'Dorei is. I'm not. If he gets caught, I'm out.
All right, so what you see here, Tal'Dorei, is each one of the B tokens here. I'll make sure that chat can see them as well. They kind of can. Trying to zoom out a little bit more. I got two maps I got to jump between, one for chat and one for me. So I'll make sure chat gets to see all the lovely action. So, Tal'Dorei, you see three of these gentlemen here. And they're dressed similar to the women with these teal-scaled garb. It's almost like a little scale mail. And they watch with longbows over the sides. One of them over here looks like maybe have some... Could be an elf, maybe a half-elf. There's definitely pointed ears, but you're not sure. He's standing by the entrance to a double-doored building. You can't really make out what the building is. There's no real windows from this vantage point. But there's two double-door entrances, one on the north side, one on the south. Along that south area, there's another two-story wall where two more gentlemen kind of overlook the sides. And they do kind of patrol a little bit, kind of going back and forth along the wall. So they are being alert. Do you want to say hi to one of them?
No. At least not directly.
You sure?
I mean, it's okay to do so.
It's okay
Just
to be a
keep
traitor.
Keep in mind that attacking while invisible renders you visible. So.
Not only that, but you
Same
have
with
no
casting
backup.
a spell.
And Quincy does not count as backup.
Yeah, I am several stories below you, friends.
Mm. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go over to I'm going to attach my rope. I'm gonna use one of the pinions I have to anchor my rope to the roof and then feed it down the wall so that Quincy can climb up it.
Make a stealth check, because you have to hammer that pinion in.
Well,
The jig is up. The jig is up.
Brent, wait, would he have advantage from it? No, he wouldn't, because it would be a noise.
So, yeah, so Tal'Dorei starts...
For the people who can't see or watch the stream at the moment, he just rolled a 1.
Natural 1! I was thinking in my mind, too, he's gonna roll a natural 1 to get us both fucking caught.
Yeah, we have that rope of climbing, that magical broom of flying. Adonros, do you think maybe we should let them borrow these?
where was that master of tacticians when you really needed him?
Surprising. Unexpected.
well, alright then.
So, not only do you not hammer it in, you alert everyone in the fucking facility.
Well, you start hammering it in, and as you hammer it in, it right when you get in like one of the last bits in, the tile breaks and part of the tile slides down off the roof, lands onto that wall below with a loud and you hear one of the guys next to it. What was that? And they start looking up towards that roof.
Freeze in place.
He hits his thumb and just starts cursing.
No, freeze in place.
You are still invisible, so you could get away.
Don't move.
I mean, does the keep run down somewhat or no?
In some areas, yes.
Okay, good. That means they might dismiss the falling tile as just something that every once in a while happens.
That depends on an upcoming stealth check.
So the one over here goes inside, and he comes out with a small little wooden ladder, and he places it up here as he climbs up.
All right. Well,
Hey, Tell. that invisibility with advantage for your stealth visibility would be really nice.
I'm gonna. I guess I'll just try to move out of his way. So like here. So do I make a stealth check for that?
No, you still have your other stealth. It was just to keep quiet for the hammering
Yeah.
of the pinion. That's what that other stealth check was, because that's kind of, you're literally
Yeah.
making noise with that. So, kind of moving over to the other part of the roof, he looks up and he sees where the tile broke off. And he's going over to investigate that.
I could push him off.
I mean, it's wet enough that it would probably count as it slipping.
That is something you could do. I approve.
I think that'll count as an attack, though.
It would.
Yeah, you're interacting with the creature, yeah.
I mean, you could risk it. You could, quote unquote, make him slip accidentally and lose your invisibility, or you can potentially get caught.
I think keeping the invisibility would be more beneficial than killing one goon.
There's no guarantee it would kill him.
I mean, that's a 40-foot drop, man.
No, the wall is not.
Are you trying to push him off of the wall, like it down to the ground?
Yeah, that's where I would be pushing him.
Fair enough.
All right. So as he's inspecting the area here where the tile broke, he's seeing where it just completely shattered off. You see him kind of put his finger in the little hole where the pinion was at. Just looks about on the roof. You see him stare in your direction for a few moments. Just kind of squints.
I stay absolutely still, despite the fact that
Then he starts to climb back down the ladder here. False alarm. Blood, it keeps falling apart. We have to get this fixed in tomorrow.
Can I roll perception to see if I'm going to roll it with disadvantage because it's rain and no dark vision, but can I roll perception to see if I see or hear any of this?
Yeah.
That 9 is the one because my push dot key for some reason duplicates my dice.
Good job.
All right, so
it's the 11.
Yeah, you easily hear a voice almost right above you shout this.
Okay, Telrin, you can unclench your cheeks and let the foot of cloth go back out of your butt now.
So through the message cantrip, I'm going to talk to Telrin and go, I thought you were good at this type of work.
Hey.
And this is telepathic, of course.
Hey. He didn't see me. Therefore, it's not... Therefore, I didn't fail.
Quincy, like, she's not going to do this telepathically, but she's going to let out a really huge sigh, and then she's going to look around the wall for any other way inside. And I assume you want another perception. Am I close enough to where I would be able to see, or would I still be at disadvantage?
Oh, also, while Quincy's in telepathic contact with me, I relay to her all of the locations of the guards that I can see.
From what you can see here, Quincy, the only thing to an entrance, other than scaling the wall itself, would be that that little gate at the entrance.
Gatehouse.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You haven't seen anything else, other than if you want to take a dip in the water.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. I'll walk up to. Is there any guards by the gate itself?
Not that you've seen.
Yeah, well, that's not what I've seen so far, so we're gonna have some fun. Both of those were 13s. Cool. 15. Do I see anything?
All right, so from your vantage point there, you're
on the
not-
ground looking into the gate to see if there's a guard.
Then move your token, is what
Yeah.
he's saying.
Where's the gate? I thought it was right here.
No, it's
Nope.
it's down
See
below.
that
by the
two
road.
white blocks on the bottom left of the area the hotel runs on? That's the gatehouse. Go.
Okay.
Either a gate or portcullis, depending on how it's set up.
So right here. Just to make sure I have this right, it's right here where I'm standing in front of.
All right, so the gates here, they're closed. They're two large doors closed. There is a little bit of flickering light beyond them, but outside of the lining, kind of the above arch, the little space below, and the hairline in between, there's really not much for you to be able to see beyond it. It's a solid mass wooden door.
This is becoming less and less worth stealthing and more worth just breaking down the bloody door. Can I see if there is a lock on it?
Not from this side, no. There doesn't appear to be any lock.
And now I slowly put away my thieves' tools. Cool.
Usually doors like this, they're locked by usually something very heavy going like a crossbeam on the interior.
Right, okay. And I don't see any other way to get up aside from scaling this.
Correct. You've only really seen the western bits of the wall. You saw Tellerin go over and him communicate a little bit that he's seen. And this so far has been the only entrance other than the water.
Tal'Dorei, I'm sorry, but I'm not risking getting us both caught. So Quincy is just going to shrug to herself, and then she's going to post up. Is there any hills, or is this all flat?
For the area that it's low hills, it's not something that will go up where you can kind of peer over the walls.
Can I at least see up onto the walls, if not over?
Well, the problem that you have is if you go far back enough, if it was daylight, yeah, you'd be able to see over walls. But because you don't have any dark vision and there's not enough illumination, it's just blackness after a certain point.
The downside to being human. She is going to shrug to herself, and she is basically just going to lean on the wall against this door because she really can't do anything that would not be a ridiculously high chance of getting them both caught.
Okay.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come over here to the edge. I'm going to hang off the edge and drop down onto the walk onto like the battlement there.
Okay. All right. So make another acrobatics check.
So, 13.
Okay, you dangle down, your little gnome legs kind of kicking, and you let go. As your feet kind of land, a little bit of water, the guard just kind of looks over and just sees the rain dropping down.
Mm-hmm. So is there like, is this like, so like, does the, is this bit that I was on, is that like is my back to an entrance or a wall?
There is an entrance. This is where supposedly the guard went and got a ladder from. It's a closed door.
Hmm. Okay, so I have an idea. So I'm gonna go like here, and then I'm gonna take out my Clockwork Dragon. I'm gonna wind it up, and I'm going to set it off down the battlement to try to act as a distraction for the guards. See, because it walks and it makes noises appropriate for what it is.
Okay.
So
So
just the sound of gears and clanking?
No, it makes dragon sounds. It makes like imitation dragon sounds. So it's going. So I'm gonna try to use it to distract this guard to look away from the door, and while his back is turned, I'm gonna try to slip in through this door.
Okay, so
And you said my ideas are bad, Dave.
I will admit this is special.
10
An
levels of
amazing
sketchy?
plan, yes. Some would say flawless.
Let's see.
I mean, some would say bronze 5, but details.
Hey,
Keep
to
League
be
out of
fair, this is not the first time this plan has worked. This plan has worked before for me.
Just as you say that, Dave's tolerance also just went down 10%, and your next roll is reduced by 5.
Wow.
Oh god.
All right, so I'm just checking something here. Okay. So yeah, you start winding this little thing up. I think it only lasts for what, a minute when it's activated. Little toy. Let me see, rock gnome. Can't remember if it was a round or if it was a minute. Subrace, rock
See,
gnome.
it says that it moves 5 feet across the ground each of my turn, and makes noises as appropriate for the creature it represents.
Okay, so it sees a function of 24 hours or when you use action. Okay, that's what I was looking for, is how long it actually sputters and moves about here. So, okay, let me get a token for this creature here. Let's see, it's all numbers.
You just hear through the message cantrip, "Hey, can you not have that toy be destroyed? I was gonna steal it for Rexia."
I can make her another one. It'll be fine. I can also make her a lighter, but you know.
If you gave your daughter a lighter, she would straight up kill you.
Alright, so there'll be a little token on here. The Clockwork Dragon Toy there. So zoom in here for the chat.
It's adorable.
All right. So as you wind it up, you place it down. It starts making the little whirring noises, the gears going about. It's almost like those little toys that have little plastic feet that almost look like little C's when they kind of walk. The little wind up. It's kind of like that how it waddles when it walks, and it'll stop every few couple steps to breathe a little tiny puff of fire and make a little imitation dragon roar. It was a little tiny little sound, and it'll just keep going. Just keeps moving forward with that. So it's just moving with that, and the guard station here just see that, and let me see what this guy's going to do here. So roll initiative here, Tyler, because I do need to keep track of this just for what's going on here.
Do you want me to roll initiative too, or can I just stay leaning outside this wall?
You can just stay leaning here, and if you want to really... It's really right now, I just need to know when the end of his turns are. In regards to when the action...
I'm just going to have a sending spell ready in case I hear an alarm go off. Because this sending spell is going to go straight to Meira.
Okay.
17.
Okay. So, let's see, did it... Alright. Perfect, it did add you on there. Alright, so the guard sees that, and he literally is going to just kind of jump out the way. Let me get him to make a acrobatics check here.
Please tell me he falls off the wall.
Well, he leaps, and he's just kind of like prone on the ground over here, just jumping away from it. Not knowing what to really make of it. And...
I mean, because it is dark, and he's hearing dragon noises. So, yeah.
Surprised the rain isn't ruining your contraption.
Hey, I have excellent craftsmanship.
Really? Because Final Fantasy XIV says otherwise!
Hey, Culinarian's the only one that I don't have hit 60.
Alright, I'm just
I mean, if it
revealing...
helps, you can't actually speedrun Final Fantasy XIV, so like it's not a good game anyway.
Ooh, shots fired.
I'll fucking fight you, Villadin. Oh, you'll kill me probably, but I'll fight you.
That sounds like a free world record just waiting.
Alright, and...
Final Fantasy XIV, they're already speedrun.
So, with that guard there, diving out the way, splashing, being prone with this little dragon toy suddenly appearing on the wall here, what do you do, Talon?
I will try to slip in the door as quietly as, and with, and opening it as little as possible.
Okay. So, when you do that, let me just move you... Oh, wrong one.
Do you have to move a flying all of a sudden?
Alright then. Oh, it's an interior map. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. They don't have multiple layers, so it's a little trick I used to do in Roll20.
That makes sense.
So, I have to finagle it other ways. This is one of the easier ways to do it. Now that's when the masking layer wants to actually assist me in removing the layers. And can actually get some of this over here. Okay. All right. So as you open the door there, as soon as you open it, you see two more of these guards on the inside. And kind of at that moment, you realize another flaw in your plan. Let's make sure to check and see.
Just the one, is it?
Well, it's kind of an oversight, really. So the interior here, you see there's little like practice dummies and things, almost like it's a part of a barrack. Like this may be a guard tower or such, where they actually maybe we would do some of their training, the weapons training. But you realize that there were two other guards behind you on the wall. And they were looking in the direction of the commotion. And there are two guards in here. There's a door opening up. And so you have two guards in front and behind you are kind of seeing a door open up on its own. What would you like to do as your mechanical toy moves another 5 feet?
Okay, so the guard directly in the room. Which way is he looking? Facing.
He looks like he was looking towards your direction. There's another guard down the other way, whose line of sight is kind of in a north by northeast direction. Like he may have been conversing with somebody, you're not quite sure. And he sees the other guard up here, just kind of look at the door, and the guard's like, "What the hell?" And he sees the mechanical dragon moving outside the guard that's on the ground. The other guards are starting to make commotion on the wall because they see a guard that's down, a mechanical dragon moving about.
So I think what I'm going to do is...
And Meira's too far away for you to backstab, so...
Backstabbing Meira is always the right answer, though.
I know, except for this one time where she's just too damn far away.
No, it's the right answer. They just can't do it.
Yeah.
Why do you think I have heavy armor?
Her armor literally has a bullseye painted on the back of it.
So, um,
By the way, I do love hearing the crickets in the background.
Good. There was another one I had with rain. I can't remember. I can't find the file that had it, but this is a close one. And since there are, crickets and a little bit of frogs here with the rain, it fits.
I'm still invisible, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to still slip into this room and then, like, shimmy along the wall to, like, here.
Okay, let me roll this here.
You do realize you're probably dripping water, right?
Yep. All right, so the guards start kind of moving up. He sees the other guard on the ground there. The other ones on the wall go over by the dragon. This one kind of backs away and starts to, like he's going to fire his bow at it. And let's see. What's the AC on that damn thing?
It's like 5.
Oh, yeah, he hits that.
Yeah.
He killed a dragon.
All right. 15 damage on it.
Well, it only has 1 HP, so it's dead.
Yeah, it just shatters as he fires the bow at it point blank. The other guards start kind of running over to see what's going on here. The one in the tower with you shouts to the other guards to sound the alarm because there's something going on. And as he says that, you see him take his bow out, and he starts going over here towards you where there's a window.
Shit.
Jump the window, jump the window.
So he's about to make contact with you.
Okay, so
How long y'all been playing D&D again?
never.
Okay. Just checking.
Tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
All right, well, he's going to bump into you, and
Okay.
as he bumps into you, he's like, what the hell? And he sees the water dripping there that looks like a little trail from the door. And he goes to reach out to grab you here.
Go out the window. It's your only hope at this point.
Now, he will have disadvantage because you're invisible here. Let me just see. Yeah, okay. So he's fumbling around trying to grab you here. Make a acrobatics check. Or an athletics check, whichever you prefer to.
Definitely acrobatics.
Okay.
20. Okay.
All right. So you start kind of moving out the way. He's seeing little footprints little footfalls as he's leaping up and grabbing you, trying to dodge out the way. Boys, get over here. There's something weird here. It's in the tower. And he's going to pull out a sword, but he can't really attack with it.
Okay.
Next turn, he can start attacking. But it is your turn.
Okay. So, if I was gonna move away from him, would he get an opportunity attack?
No, because he can't see you.
Okay. So,
The struggle is real.
There's always a window. Tuck and roll, little man.
Dude, man. The struggle is real, dude. Actually, technically, if you take an action to jump, wouldn't that lessen his fall by the amount he was able to jump down to? He's got that ability that lets him jump.
That lets him alter the length of the jump. It doesn't lessen any impacts.
You're thinking Pathfinder there.
Yeah. And he's not a monk, so he doesn't have their built-in feather falling either. Though getting a feather fall-like ability would be very useful for somebody, for some of the skills that he has.
All right.
Fuck it, dude. Stab him in the gonads, man.
That doesn't promote long-term survivability.
No. Okay.
Not well, at least for the gonads.
Think of the kids.
He was.
So, okay. Does there appear to be anywhere that I could anchor a rope near either of the windows?
Well, I mean, they do have that sparring dummy kind of right next to you.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm going to use my fast hands from being a thief allows me to use my bonus action from cunning action to use an object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor my rope to the training dummy. Then I'm going to use that to scale down the wall, out the window, down the wall.
All right, so you throw the rope around the dummy to secure it, and you kind of leap out the window there. Make an acrobatics check to just try to shimmy down the rope without falling down, since you're leaping out and you're trying to hit the wall and scale down as quickly as possible.
19. All
right, so this rope just appears out of nowhere as it launches out the window. The sound of zzz, as the rope burns in the gloves of your hands as you go down. The water starting to slick it. The sounds of your feet hitting the wall as you quickly scurry down and drop down to the bottom of the wall.
Okay.
And as you do that,
this was a great plan.
As you do that, the other archers on the wall see the rope pop out and hear their alarms inside, and they're just going to start taking some wide shots. They're going to have disadvantage here because they're just kind of blindly shooting everywhere. So they're trying to shoot as you're zipping down and making down the wall here. So, let's see. Where's your modifier on that? All right. Your AC is what? All right. You have 16 AC. One of them with disadvantage does have a 16 here. The other, see if he's lucky or unlucky. Fucking okay. So both of them take shots and they wind up hitting you on your way down.
Okay.
And their damage here. See if I can get this to actually target you here. And the other one. All right, so pretty low damage as they start peppering you with these bolts as you start going down. You just you feel them hit your back, your shoulder. You just and they don't see where the bolts go. They do see some of the bladder, the blood splatter, and the rain starts to wash it off. But outside of that, they don't see anything else other than the splashes of the rain. And Quincy just falls asleep at the doors. She got so bored. Poor Quincy.
I'm pretty sure she bailed when she started hearing the screams and the arrows being fired.
Yeah, before he went AFK, he said, Meira, the second an alarm goes off, you will receive a sending message saying, Tal'Dorei fucked up. I need to BRB for a bit to get a pizza for the family.
Yep, and Meira responds, well, that sucks. You? Sorry,
Sorry.
I actually introduced ourselves. Good luck on not dying.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious, man. So does Meira even tell the rest of us that something bad is happening, man?
Yeah, hey, the little lady said the gnome fucked up. We should break out the booze and pour a glass in their memory.
Too bad for them, their souls aren't even going to the afterlife.
Wait a minute, Meira, are you serious? Did did Quincy contact you?
No, I'm just making up things and pouring the booze for no good reason.
Well,
Okay, sounds like good enough reason. Let's keep drinking. I have no reason to continue with this.
They're 3 miles away. There's nothing we can do to help them at this point.
wait, didn't we say we were getting a little closer before we made them invisible? So
that was Katsu.
Yeah.
That was it.
Wait a minute. Okay.
And then he would have pulled back to us.
Then never mind. I was under a mistaken impression then.
Yeah, the crack team of commandos of Quincy and Tal'Dorei went to go sneak in under guise of invisibility. That was cast by Katsu when they got closer because of the low duration of the spell. Because casting at your camp would have dispelled the spell long before they reached the keep. So they were the ones that went in, and Katsu only went close enough to cast a spell so that they can reach the keep under the guise of his
if they survive, we're not going to repeat this again in the future. About being 3 miles away, that's not. We need to be at least, a couple 100 yards or in the tree line or something.
You mean in the spotting distance of all the archers?
Yeah, no. I said a couple 100 yards or in the tree line or something. It's nighttime with low fog. Good luck spot. Dude.
And what would we have done? Charged in, got shot against the...
Probably.
All right, Tal'Dorei. So yeah, you're being... the area over there is being shot at.
Mm-hmm. Nothing is listed on having no traffic on the way back. What did I miss? Aside from Tal'Dorei fucking everything up?
Tal'Dorei got shot by arrows, one in each butt cheek. It was a double butt shot.
Okay, and as we learned from anything, the butt is the weak point.
That's right.
So I'm on the ground again.
Right.
Yes. You're not prone. You're standing
getting
up.
the fuck away.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to break any stealth, and I would probably still be invisible, but I'm going in a full-on sprint at this point and just saying no, bye.
Same.
Okay. So you both go running off as fast as you can. Bolts and arrows start flying. Not coming anywhere near you because they can't really see where you're at, running around. I mean, there's some splashes here and there, but it's not enough for them to discern your location. Like a rope coming out of windows, there's only so much area. But this big open area where it's raining, fog, they're just firing wildly. They don't know what the hell's going on, but they are at an alarm.
Good plan.
As we're running through the woods, Quincy's going to yell over at Teller, wherever the hell he may be right now. And I thought you were good at this.
I may not have thought the dragon plan through. Okay. I didn't expect there to be, well, I don't know. Kind of hoping there was another guard inside the building.
Wait, there's 9 hells. Derp. What in the 9 hells were you thinking using a clockwork dragon?
It would be a distraction. Worked against werewolves at one time.
So, from quietly out from the fog, you hear noobs, and then from an unknown voice, and then it's all silent again.
I don't know why you're calling Quincy a noob. She was smart and realized that there was next to no chance for her to do anything, so she sat in the back.
I'm just messing around.
Alright, so how long does it take?
I was trying to go and open the gate. But okay.
So,
poor Telrin's diminutive butt cheeks.
Meanwhile, back at the camp, the rest of you are, Katsu arrives back. You're waiting to hear back from your other 2 companions after Meira cracks open some alcohol and starts drinking. Soon you start hearing the panicked runnings, the winded runnings of Quincy and Telrin. Telrin, who appears to have 2 thin, long objects sticking out of each butt cheek.
How can he run like that?
It would just it would do more damage if you just ripped them out. So you definitely need medical attention.
Wait, you said they hit me in the shoulder.
He's the GM. He can change his decision.
They hit you. It was a double butt shot. It's more funny with the gnome getting shot in the ass by 2 projectiles. I play gnomes all the time. It's definitely funnier that way. So zoom out the map a little bit. So, you see your compatriots running full bore, winded as they've been running nonstop. Telrin's running a little oddly.
What does Northrop perceive, sir?
Northrop perceives pretty much the same thing. Is those 2 running back full bore towards your camp. One of them running a little funnier than the other.
Okay. No one's pursuing them or anything like that we can tell?
Have Northrop make a perception check.
I did 2 earlier. One was for hearing, one was for sight.
Okay.
The sight one was 20.
As far as Northrop can see, again with the rain, the fog, everything, just makes out those 2 pushing through the fog as, the thunder flashes every now and then. The rain hasn't really gotten much heavier, but it's steady.
Dave, it's been a while since I've dealt with non-lethal damage. Is that a thing in 5e, or is that just 3.5 in Pathfinder?
No, there is no non-lethal. Everything's pretty much lethal until the point of death for most things.
If you as a player, the only thing they say in the book is that if you as a player want to subdue someone, you state it at the felling blow that you're subduing them instead of killing them outright.
Right. You say it when you're going to attack them. It's like, hey, if I fell, I want to reduce the I don't want to do a lethal attack with that. But you
Right,
pretty much got to
so-
state it.
Okay, so out of breath when Quincy arrives back at the camp. Is Tal'Dorei like visible at this point?
Oh, you're both visible.
Cool. She's gonna punch him in the face.
All right, make an attack roll.
I believe that is just. If it's an unarmed strike, that is just my strength, correct? Or
Yeah.
is it still Dex? I don't remember.
You can use. Let's see. Yeah, it'll be just your strength for this.
Take this with a -1. Yeah, no, I'm not hitting him.
So,
I miss.
yeah, as you run back into the camp, Tal'Dorei, Quincy suddenly turns around and her fist starts flying towards your face, even with, being punctured in your lower extremities. You still manage to almost baseball slide past, ducking right under the blow, still making way to the rest of the camp, still grunting in little bits of pain with each step, but you just kind of dive barrel to the nearest rock or log, and pretty much you got your butt up in the air, hoping somebody will help take the bolts and heal your butt. But Quincy just makes this blind haymaker and misses you completely as you slide underneath it.
All right then.
She came nowhere close to hitting you.
My excuse is that we just got finished running and that she's out of breath and her vision is still a little shaky from all of that.
Hey, you're running and tripping over just about everything in the fields, stepping on little frogs as you're running by, while Tal'Dorei can see things as clear as he can with the fog, but a lot better than you, so he's not tripping on everything.
So what did you discover? Adonaros calmly says.
They have guards.
Right,
Wow.
I'm really glad we let you go to find that out.
Anything else?
Well, obviously they have crossbows because he has some new posterior decorations. I'm assuming they became aware of your presence due to those posterior decorations.
Quincy
And,
very quickly yells, "They became aware of his presence. I was not caught."
Well, technically, I wasn't caught either. They were aware of the dragon's presence, not mine.
Wait, dragon?
Wait,
Dragon.
dragon. Wait, what?
Yeah, tell them about your lovely little plan with the Clockwork Dragon.
It worked according to plan. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, normally when things go according to my plan, I also get shot at.
Master, I'm not sure if you're serious or not.
Yep, not 100% serious. Normally, when a plan has gone 100% correctly, I get shot at. I just
You know
glare.
How do you know that wasn't part of my plan?
I mean,
That's
it'd be
a dumb
fool.
fucking plan, isn't it?
If that was part of your plan, I'm just gonna keep calling you Minion B. There's no point in learning a name.
Quincy just glares deadly at Tal'Dorei and goes, "That was not a plan. That was you improvising because you made a bloody mistake."
I prefer to call it a change of plan.
How many more times can you make that dragon?
It's not that hard.
No, how many more times? Give me an answer.
It would just take me about an hour to make another one.
No, how many more times? We need an army of clockwork dragons. How many can you make?
over the hills, marching into the
I would like a number, please.
Well, the thing is, it takes him an hour, but also takes him about 10 gold worth of materials,
Yeah.
which he doesn't have anymore to construct it. Not only that, but only one is really activated at a time with that.
Okay, good. So you can't make any more. Awesome. Stay that way, please.
Well, actually, I take that
Well-
back. He could make technically 3 of them, but no more.
Well, it would appear that the
That's still 3 too many. I do not want you. Okay. Are these things tanky at all? Are they bulky?
It's just small.
He,
You
he-
make
he
one.
makes like a
I
hamster-sized
prod it on the back
gesture.
with my sword. What happens?
Oh, that thing. What do you think would happen if you smacked a delicate clockwork contraption
Okay,
with a sword?
what exactly is the point of this?
Makes noises.
A distraction, but it's possibly the worst distraction in the world.
I thought the worst
You make
distraction
a
before-
clockwork dragon.
It also.
What, do you think people are going to have some sort of phobia of tails?
I don't know, if you saw a clockwork dragon, you would at least go and investigate it.
I probably would before realizing that I was probably being deceived and go back on my path. At best, it would gain me 10 seconds of time. It's
Hey,
a
I think you're just
clockwork
jealous, Master.
dragon.
I can throw a lot of knives in 10 seconds.
Then why don't
I'm gonna
you
hide behind
do
Sebastian
that with rocks to create a distraction as opposed to a fucking clockwork gnome?
You're just super jealous.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
just super
that's
jealous
what
of my
I
skill.
thought. Okay.
Do you have any concept for style?
I just stare at him.
I sense
What
the captain is fitting
do
himself something.
you-
Quincy looks
think?
at Billidan and go. Quincy looks at Billidan and goes, "Keep this in mind. Keep this moment in mind, my friend." And then realize that I've been dealing with it for the past 10 years.
I
Put
don't know
it
if
this
that's-
way, Telrin. I have bright sunshine yellow glasses. I gave up the concept of style a very long time ago. Infighting and racism makes it that way.
Well, clearly, then clearly you wouldn't understand the nuances.
Telrin, you are digging yourself. She's saying this in character. My voice is fucking up. You are digging yourself a much deeper hole than needed.
3 gold on the dark elf.
You know what?
'Cause that's all I got.
She'll join you on that. She'll put 5 gold on the Dark Elf.
That's all I got, though. That's why I'm saying 3. I don't have any more. I'd wager more.
I swear to
Um,
God, if we're ever doing another covert operation and I see a clockwork dragon, I will be destroying it.
Would it not be prudent
Alright.
to decide what
It
to do
doesn't
next?
have to be a dragon.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Nope, nothing. You can just throw a rock. If it's for the purpose of distraction, you can throw it in front of them. They go to investigate. We slip aside. It does
Captain
not
Blood,
need to be a big clockwork dragon.
Not a
It's
big
not
clock
big.
dragon. It's
Mr.
about the size
Billidan.
of my hand.
Mr. Billidan. Katsu brought up a good point, Mr. Billidan. He said, wouldn't it be prudent to decide what to do next? What do you advise? Obviously, one could easily deduce that the opportunity for stealth has been now.
Yes,
destroyed.
yes. Because of
It was
Telrin,
before- it was anyway before.
element of surprise is somewhat gone now, some would say.
I would say the element of surprise was lost when those 2 archers swam through the river. I assume they came here.
Would Telrin know how many guards there were from his scouting? Because out of character, I counted 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all that he saw.
So at the very least, we know that there's. If he says this, we know that there's
Yeah.
8 guards.
There's at least 8 guards.
What
Probably
percentage?
more.
What percentage of the keep were you able to visualize before you were discovered?
About a fourth, I would say.
And that was
Awesome.
one
Cool.
could
You got a
surmise that they
quarter.
have at least 30-something guards. One could surmise if their numbers are any indication of the area they must cover.
Well, they're also covering into the bay. I doubt they have a large number of guards watching the water, if they can swim like
Okay,
that.
look, put it this way. It's on high alert at the moment. We cannot enter there. I say
believe it
we
would
rest
be-
until morning and have watches going, looking out for other people and guards trying to look for what the hell that was. Tomorrow morning, we'll make a different plan based on what they're doing.
Quincy looks at Billidan and just goes, "Can this plan just involve us breaking down the bloody door at this point? Because that would be better than what we just went. Well, correction, what Telrin just went through."
Well, no, because apparently there are 8 archers, and you guys managed to investigate a whole quarter of the place. That
Better than
probably
you
means
did.
there's more of them than there are us.
Shit, Sherlock.
I don't see you proposing any plans. So, we wait until tomorrow and we see what is up.
Let's see, 1 person, 2 person, 3 people. 4. I don't know. I think our numbers come pretty close.
Okay, 8 archers, a quarter of the place. How many are we?
7.
Okay, what you get when you times 8 by a number that isn't 1? It's more than us.
Actually, I can times it by a number that isn't 1 and get 0.
And that is true. That's why I was laughing. It's funny.
It
This is
is
awesome.
more than 1.
Well, you didn't specify that, now did you?
I'm going to sleep. I will see you in the morning.
Well, there is one very important thing we have to decide first, though.
Too busy sleeping.
Who's healing him?
You can do first aid.
Who's gonna suck out the poison?
I don't want to
You-
touch his butt.
I'll mage hand the bolts out of his ass.
All right. So, this disembodied, floating, glowing hand comes and starts tearing the bolts out of your butt cheeks. It is not the strangest experience you've ever had, Telrin, but it is certainly not the most pleasurable. But you do remove the bolts.
Does he appear severely wounded or only minorly wounded?
He just got shot in the ass twice.
Okay, yeah, but a short rest will fix that right up. Rub some dirt on it, Telrin, it'll be fine. I'm sorry.
Alright. Alright, so you got the rest of you just camp out here?
Well,
Quincy will keep watch throughout.
Billidan just laid the
no.
fuck down and said too busy sleeping, so Billidan is so
What?
damn funny, man.
I know what he's doing.
Okay, well, the watches should be
People with dark vision, so not me.
I'll take first watch.
watches should be divided evenly among the people. And
Katsu will take second watch.
I guess Meira and Sebastian will take 3rd.
Alright.
Narthra can periodically assist y'all. in the nighttime because she's good at that stuff.
All right, all three of you make the perception checks.
Can I do something for North for 2 days? Because she's got better dark vision than anybody else.
16.
And advantage on hearing and sight.
You can for one watch because she too has to rest.
Okay, then I will. Actually, just do her passes, bro. Since she has advantage, isn't her passive 18? Because advantage is +5, right?
Yeah, for any passives.
Yeah. So her passes are 18 for hearing and sight because of her advantage.
All right. So, as you camp out here, the low fog, the constant rain, the keep miles away, as you watch over the camp, seeing for any kind of activity, the night goes by uninterrupted. Apparently, if they were fanning out, they didn't fan out this far out in the night. Probably for many good reasons. Dead would lose their strength advantage. The visibility, things like that, would be severely weakened. So the areas that they have scouted must have been closer to the keep. And as such, the night goes by fine.
Secondarily, there's maybe one advantage to this happening. Only it's not a huge advantage, but it's a possibility. Perhaps they were on guard so much during the night that they are going to be effing tired today when we actually fight them. Hey, that might be good.
Or they may have rotating shifts, considering keep of that size.
So long rest, we all wake up. I don't suppose anyone has food to cook for breakfast. Because Quincy probably would be taking some food and cooking it for people. If we have a fire, anyway.
Now, it is still raining. The rain has not lit up, but it has not gotten any more severe as well. It is still a very steady but light rain.
Would it ruin a dish type of rain?
It would make starting a fire very difficult type of rain. Especially
press
after
digitation to start fire.
There you
With
go.
what? What are you lighting on fire that's dry?
Keep doing it until the fire takes.
You would need to have some sort of dry kindling. So unless you want to burn, let's say, some of Meira's belongings as kindling, or maybe Sebastian's books.
DM has hate for Meira. It's so funny. No, we can eat rations, man. It's no big deal.
Meira's going to take an hour to re-prep up a different spell before breakfast.
I have a tinder box. I don't know if that would have anything in it that would still be dry at this point.
Well, the tinderbox is, think of it like matches. It's much like trying to start a fire with cantrip, or basically the Witcher effect of snapping your fingers and a candle lights and a candle turns off. It's not the fact of you creating the fire, it's the fact that the fire doesn't have anything to burn.
You don't have any fucking fuel. Fire. Can't start a fire because it's all fucking soaked. Because it's been raining all night.
That's the crux of the issue. But again, if people want to offer stuff as kindling, then you can kind of start that and go from there. But outside of that,
Bloody clerics with the create food and water.
They have plenty of water, Meira. They don't need any more water.
Well, they now have 30 more gallons of
It's 30 gallons of water.
Just downpour it on everybody. Just drench them out.
That is the payment to get food. It doesn't say and or, it says and.
And the great thing about great food and water is that all of it, no matter what you make, is bland. It has no taste.
So it's a veggie burger.
I'm sorry, Minion A.
I'll cast Prestidigitation to make it all taste like pie.
Amen. I was about to say the same thing.
Beautiful, beautiful pie.
My food always tastes good. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll prestidigitate my stuff. Yes.
And does Narthra steal Meira's food?
No, sir. That was you, Dave. I said go get her, and you chose to have her take the burrito.
Fine then. Don't start a new thing. Okay. All right. Meira has bland tasting food and plenty of water.
Yay.
No, she doesn't. Sebastian is her hubby. He would prestidigitate her shit too.
I just said I prestidigitated everyone's food.
Cats get everybody's food. We're good. Does Billidan wake up, or did he die of distress in his sleep?
He drowned from 30 gallons of water.
Yeah, I know. She like dusts 30 gallons.
The gnome gets shot in the ass, but Billidan is the one that dies of butthurt.
I love
That's a
it.
high quality joke right there.
But it worked.
You got a good reaction out of people, so yeah.
All right, so y'all have the bland breakfast that's been modified through prestidigitation by Katsu to taste whatever Katsu feels like to make it taste.
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
I could just imagine like picking up a sausage, taking a bite out of it. Why does this taste like an apple pie?
I think it's more like isn't it kind of like a gruel that it makes?
Yeah, it's like a gruel. Yeah.
So it's like apple.
So it tastes
oatmeal.
like delicious oatmeal. The best oatmeal.
All right.
I'm not making breakfast for you all ever again.
What did I do?
Quincy looks over
I
at
like my
Myra.
oatmeal.
Quincy looks over at Myra and goes, "It's okay. I would have cooked if you didn't do this."
Sebastian just kind of, rubs Mira's shoulder like it's good. It's okay.
I make nasty, bland tasting porridge, and everyone just wants to make it taste like something else.
Oh, God.
How many minutes did you slave over that? Let's see. That's
Well, let's be honest.
6 seconds.
Let's be honest, you didn't exactly spend 30 minutes in front of a fire or a stove cooking this.
Dude, that spell
Yes,
is
I did.
impressive
You just
as
didn't
hell.
see it.
45 pounds of food? That's some impressive stuff.
And a
no,
30-foot
it's
cube of
it's a
water,
great spell.
30 gallons of water that just rain on top of you.
Can I make a dex save to not be hit by the water?
It depends on how nice
Okay.
Mira's feeling.
Does Billidan wake up eventually, please?
Yes, Billidan will wake up. Next time she's going to cast Destroy Food and Water. When you don't like it, she's going to take it all away from you while you're
No,
mitigating
let's
it.
not do that, please. Thank you for the breakfast, Meira. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Mr. Billidan, what are your thoughts on our next move?
Dare I suggest we should probably vaguely scout ahead and see if they're on high alert or not. I imagine they'll be somewhat alert, as there was a Clockwork Dragon in their fucking keep last night, but it's always good to make sure, isn't it? Maybe to let their guard down.
Okay, Dave, how much has visibility been reduced by this heavy rain and low fog?
The fog is just maybe a foot off the ground. It's enough where it obscures some minor things on the ground, like small holes or some footfalls, some things of water, puddles, things of that nature. But not so much like, it completely obscures like the gnome, for example. The rain is a steady rain, so it's not this heavy downpour that's completely obscuring your vision, making it hard to see.
All right. I could scout ahead on my broom. Or at least get a general idea of what they're doing.
Okay, so you're going to fly up in the thunderstorm.
Would you like me to come with you?
Sure.
I mean, dare I suggest they're probably still on a vague amount of alert. They're probably going to notice someone flying on a broom.
I can use one of my spells, but I would only have one more until we take a short rest.
You took a long rest, didn't you? You should.
Yeah,
but he's
Alright.
he only
He's a
got-
warlock.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah.
All right, so Adanaros.
If he wants to do that, do you want to do that, Katsu?
I suppose I will cast invisibility on both me and Adanaros.
Okay.
Awesome. And now I guess we take flight on the broom and head toward the keep.
All right.
If it doesn't matter, never mind.
No.
I don't want to get like all up in the keep. I wouldn't have got up in the keep even if he wouldn't have cast invisibility on me. I would have just sought a higher vantage point and probably come in on them directly from above to get a general idea of the layout and disposition of their exterior guards.
How high up are you
And-
flying?
Well, how high up are them thunderclouds?
They're high up, but considering this is, a lot of open plains.
You said a steady rain.
Mhm.
Has
Sorry.
lightning been striking, Dave?
There has been lightning in the skies. There has been thunder peals.
How much?
At least about at least one every 30 minutes.
Which direction? Toward the keep or away from the keep?
Toward the coast from the mountains.
Okay, so toward the keep, in other words.
Because the storm seemed to come from the Ariat summit and is making its way eastward out to the sea.
What do you think about 200 feet, Katsu?
That's fine with me.
All right. So, Adanaros, roll a d20. On a 1, you will be struck by lightning. All right.
Thank you, Adanaros.
Yeah, thanking me for not getting hit by lightning.
Well, depending on how high you up,
Yeah.
I have a chart. Depending on how high up, the chances increase. So
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he's not dumb. He's not gonna be like, I'm gonna be a mile up in them thunderclouds, getting shocked every 2 seconds.
What do you mean I shouldn't hold this metal rod up over my head?
Yeah, exactly. No, not happening.
Okay.
That's matter of fact, I did think about the fact that Katsu and I, neither of us have very much metal on our person, which is a good thing.
I will show you the.
And it's just like the brook
You
was
just
like
hear
a
the
burnt
sound.
matchstick.
You just hear the sound of a jet as it slowly tumbles down into the ground.
Somewhere in a field,
So,
there's this burnt
that's the
broom
plan.
that's just sticking out the ground.
200 feet up. Just do a circular flyby of the place, see what all's going on outside, what the people are doing, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. I'm just revealing some more on the map here. See, the smaller map, it's so much quicker to reveal areas. Not like that witch's cavern that, oh dear God, wanted to
Yeah,
crash.
that was horrible. It took forever.
Yeah.
Cool. So they have a lock with chain and stuff. That's cool.
Oh, there's a lot more. Trying to get everything. Yeah, I'm missing that. Okay. I'm going to zoom out for chat in just one moment, so bear with me, chat. All our wonderful viewers. Thank you for watching, by the way. Okay.
Yep, thanks, guys. Tell your friends. The more, the merrier.
Yes, the more people we get on, the quicker we can watch Meira die in a fireball. That's Adanaros' promise to chat.
No, it is not, Dave. Good
I'm
Lord.
going to learn evasion.
I swear.
Come on, it could be his promise to chat if he would just make that promise to chat. Okay, what? Oh.
I'm going to get a big enough shield to block it out.
How many views do we normally get? How many viewers?
It varies depending on what's going on.
If we hit 1,000 viewers, I will fireball our whole party.
There you go. Promise right there.
Well, we're currently at 778 on the channel, so.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to kill you at $9.99 then.
I'm being facetious, chat. I'm not. Adanaros is never gonna fireball this party. Sorry, never gonna.
I mean, if it helps, if Dave had 1,000 viewers per stream, he wouldn't have to have a job anymore. He could just do this full time. That's how much 1,000 viewers is live.
Which reminds me, when are you getting that world record for Final Fantasy X-2 again?
This is
when he
Dungeons
feels
and
like
fucking dragons. I'm not talking about 10-2. God damn it.
The correct answer is when he feels like it.
The correct answer is literally whenever, because current world record is utter trash. But it's fine. No one from the actual Final Fantasy community is here. They'll never hear me say this.
And then somebody clips that, it goes viral, and then you have a lot of explaining to do.
Do you think
world record holder calls out world record holder who himself has said his run is shit?
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Still revealing some guys on the map. Still revealing some guys on the map. Let's see. Which one are you? Okay. Alright, that's pretty good here. Let me make sure chat can see all the wonderful things. I need to stop trying to zoom out on my OBS because that won't work. Alright. So, flying above Narthra, you can see some more guards, different areas. There's some overlooking some of the bluffs leading down to the riverway. There's some looking over the lower parts of the riverway. Another kind of patrolling the upper back end. There's like another building, a smaller building that Quinn and Tal'Dorei couldn't really see before. It kind of patrols that back area. A few more guards on the northern wall, as well as guards along the eastern wall that cuts into the water a bit. Where in that water there is a kind of a chained gate that looks like one of the guards there could operate to raise or lower that to let ships in and out of their little makeshift harbor there.
Is that vessel flying any flags?
So that ship. Let me see. It is not flying any flags.
Okay, so I was just trying to see if it was the one that Kendra had.
Yes, no, it does not have any markings on it, and it looks smaller than the one that Kendra was on.
Okay, just checking. What are the comments Katsu's making? How many do you count, Katsu? Adonarus whispers over his shoulder as they're flying above the place.
I rolled a perception.
Okay. Now, Katsu, you're trying to see everything here. You see a couple of things that, Nartha was seeing as well. The guards that are moving about. You're not picking up any new information, though.
Katsu will go over what he saw, but it's not any different from what Ananara saw.
So how many is that, Dave, total guards that we can see?
About, I don't know, 18 or so.
Jesus.
Okay. And I want to make sure you have access to Nartha's sheet there, so...
I do.
Doing that
I checked
every
already.
day.
I got it.
So...
Well, you fixed it good, bro. It's on there permanently now.
Oh, good.
If I click the NPC tab, I can pull it up myself now, so that's cool.
All right, so as you two are flying above here, they are patrolling, they are looking about. There's quite a bit of guards here. How long do you stay over the keep?
A good reconnoiter. You should observe enemy movements for at least 15, so we'll slowly circle for about 15 minutes before heading back to the others.
And your invisibility lasts for how long?
An hour.
Okay.
Well, how many minutes of how many minutes of that were expended in our journey here? That's the key question.
I would have tapped out Anaros around given us a few minutes to get out of there.
Yeah, no, you can easily do 15 minutes before expending, the spell, or at least without having any issues being noticed with that.
Okay.
So there's occasional movement, some of the guard going into that smaller back building on the north wall, as well as that middle structure in that courtyard. Some of the guards tend to go in and out of there as well. The guards on the walls do go into the towers from time to time. Some of them switching out with other guards, and this is all four of the major towers.
Okay. Well, we're not close enough to identify faces, I don't think, so we wouldn't know if a different guard came back out or anything like that. So we count 18 at its point of highest activity, right?
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
You count 18 or 8?
18.
What are they outfitted with, Dave?
The ones that you've seen have been tagged with some sort of teal, scale mail. A lot of them have bows and crossbows, as well as swords that are sheathed. A lot of them with the rain have cloaks, but they don't put the cloaks up. They leave the cloaks down.
All right, so we observe all we can in that 15, and then we head back to the party.
And the ones that you've seen look, either human, half-elf, or elven.
Okay.
All right, so you go after 15 minutes. You go flying back, and when you after about a mile or so from the keep, your visibility starts to wear off.
I would dip down, to just above the tree line after we got back to a better foliaged area.
Okay.
In
All right.
anticipation of the spell fading.
You report back.
Yeah, here's where it gets cool. I press to digitate in my open palm a little tiny 3D image of the keep as I observed it, to exact detail, because I have a photographic memory. And I say this is their current distribution, and it's what the interior of the walls looks like, absent, of course, the inside of the structures, because we could not see those.
Okay. So yeah, this little tiny version of the keep just appears in the palm of his hand. At least the parts that he saw.
It looks conspicuously like the map that we all see.
What is this, a keep for ants?
What is this?
Is
A
that
cape
building?
for ants.
It's much larger in real life, of course.
Geez, no shit.
And that's what she said.
Zing.
So, did you also mark down the number of people that you saw?
Yep. Matter of fact, he'll put little bitty images of the people in there too. If you could look hard enough, you'll see little guys standing there.
So you literally just made your own miniature set for D&D, is what you just did in your hand.
Yeah, in the palm of his hand, yeah.
That's great.
Prestidigitation can do that. It just can't be a big image. It has to be.
Yeah, it's got to fit in the palm of his hand. It's really small.
Yep. So, storming the castle, still an option, just not the most intelligent option. We do have a very charismatic man.
We actually have a few advantages, and I did not see any siege engines, correct, Dave?
No, you did not see any siege engines.
Okay.
I will say that their battlements are not the strong point that they believe, seeing as my Eldritch Blast can knock them back and off of it.
Well, see, according to my calculations, we have a number of options available to us. We could launch a feint with our ground forces on the gatehouse of the keep, which theoretically would draw the majority of their guards to that location. Katsu and I, being undetected in the air, fly in and launch an aerial assault and blast them to oblivion with the fires of the arcane, and then so on and so forth. So we do have some options available to us.
Quincy will look over at Billidan and go, "Well, wise leader, what do you have?" She'll say it in a very smug, smart-ass attitude.
That they only say that because they haven't seen Billidan fight yet. He's a deadly bastard.
She's seen Billidan fight a little bit, not to his peak.
When?
Last session.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, against the lizard dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen how Billidan fights out of character through the streams, and I'm fully aware of what he's capable of. Quincy has only seen that he's really, really good at stabbing things.
So what say you, Mr. Billidan? It's Billidan like scrutiny. I can kind of picture Billidan looking at the image in Adonar's hand, and then you know how you do with your glasses, like he pulls them down to the tip of his nose and like looks down his glasses at the little image, you know. I can picture him doing that. That's funny. Adonaros, can you make this any larger? No, sir, I cannot. What good are you?
Again, also what she said.
Come on, Billidan, where you at, bro?
Okay, fine. We'll do that then. Anything is better than sending a Clockwork Dragon at them.
Dude,
Wait.
Billidan, he's still stuck on the Clockwork Dragon, bro. He must have like had dreams about a Clockwork Dragon or something.
If we lob it over the gate, the Clockwork Dragon can take it by itself.
Billidan secretly wanted a Clockwork Dragon when he was a child and never got one, and this just brought back those memories.
Maybe we can try going through the water. Sebastian,
That is
can
another
you swim?
Sebastian, no. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Quincy looks over at Sebastian and goes, would you like to try? I can hold on to those books that I got you so they don't get wet.
Well,
I'm not a very good swimmer either.
To be fair, I'm kind of in big, heavy metal armor. And I may be strong, but weight's kind of against me. Don't call me fat.
I'm pretty sure you're the skinniest of everyone here.
Althea's got the noodly arms.
So does Meira. Well,
Myra's image is so deceiving.
No,
Dave, do you
it's that swimmer's build.
do you pay attention to the in-game chat, Dave?
Yeah. Well, the chats. Yeah.
Checking.
Narthra. Yeah.
So we can just brainstorm plans until we find one that we like, or however you wish to proceed. Since there are so many, I'm in favor of trying to bunch them up and then handling them in mass.
someone is going to have to basically be a herder, and that someone would have to be able to be very good at either taking hits or dodging projectiles.
Meira lifts up her shield.
See, here's the beauty of that plan. Katsu on the broom with me, Hunger of Hadar and a fireball in the same localized area. Bye-bye, asshole guards. Y'all are screwed. That's what that will be so brutal, dude. Were you thinking the same thing, Katsu?
Sounds like a plan to me. I have one spell left. It can be that one.
Or we can try to talk to him. I mean, it's really what the general consensus wants to do is what we'll do. Something tells me, though, that just asking about Echo Keat caused that other band to attack us. I doubt these individuals here are going to be hospitable to communication.
I guess the biggest question is, how do we get through the gate?
If we kill all the guards, it will be extremely easy to get through the gate. We fly over the crenellations, go in the window, and unlock the gate.
I mean more for the people who have to provide distraction.
Well, ideally, we want to draw the majority of their guards to one area, and then the rest will fall into place. I mean, I would assume that we can harry them. Other than myself and the broom, is anyone capable of flight?
I have the fly spell, but we want to use my spell slot for Hunger of Hadar, yes?
I'm just thinking that would be fairly effective. If we can get them bunched up. Katsu, take a short rest while we're all planning, and that way you'll recover your spell.
I will do that.
Okay, another hour goes by as you take a short rest.
Quincy looks over at Billidan and goes, "You know, it would most certainly help if you threw in any form of input."
I would love to input things. The problem here is that I've been pretending for the last 5 minutes because I had to take my headset off and walk out of the room when the plan was being devised. So I have no idea what's going on, and I was hoping at some point someone will explain something.
I'll concisely.
Billidan delegates.
Here's the deal. There's
yes,
18,
I'm Michael Scotting it.
There's 18 visible guards around the structure. Adonaros put a palm-sized image of the layout of the place and what it looks like into his hand to show Billidan. It looks just like the map that Dave revealed to us. We know that we see 18 dudes. They're armed with bows, crossbows, and swords. They're wearing teal scale armor and cloaks, and that is the extent of our knowledge of their composition at this time. And he said if we can distract them, get them to one location to, rebuff an attack of some kind, hopefully they'll bunch up and then they can be dealt with area spells and magics and so on and so forth. Or then Meira suggested
So what are we using as the distraction then?
In other words, some of us need to do a feint on one side of the keep to draw their forces to that side, and then the rest of us, either hide out.
You'll never get every single force.
Well, I didn't say all of them.
At best, you'll draw half.
Half is better than none.
Half is indeed better than none, but we will still meet quite heavy force if we get caught. Reinforcements will also be a nightmare to deal with.
I am willing to distract them at the gate.
What exactly are you going to do?
I guess stand in front of the gate, bang my shield, and challenge them.
I was 5 milliseconds away from saying striptease.
I mean, I was about to suggest Quincy do something, not a striptease per se, but a performance,
fan dance?
alluring performance, since that is kind of what she is supposed to be doing.
You see, I've had a nightmare before about, I can't really remember it quite right, but I was without my armor, and there was candy, and it was really weird. But it taught me a lesson that I'm not going to do a striptease, because that means I won't have armor.
We could use a Clockwork Dragon.
Clockwork Dragon storming the gate. Billidan is silent.
Oh god, I'm going to, out of character, I'm going to regret suggesting this. Quincy takes a deep breath and goes, well, if you want them to be gathered, I could perhaps lure them into a more grouped up area through some dancing that I learned over the years. You have to keep in mind that...
Let's reel back real quick here. Let's reel back.
You have to keep in mind that
what
she was
is
not
around for miles around.
I'm sorry.
You know what? Better
We
yet, look
start a
behind
forest
us.
fire?
What's
Are you
there?
Are you suggesting we start a forest fire? Because I believe we already went over about how fire is not really working right now.
There is bugger all behind us. There's bugger all for miles around. Do you not think it's suspicious that a lap dancer has found their way to the middle of fucking nowhere to give them a dance? Do you not think that maybe they'll be a little suspicious of this?
Come on, I have more class than that. I'm a traveling bard.
No, but the keep is unknown, so it's not on any marked map, and only my research has revealed this location. Therefore, they most likely do not get very many visitors out here. And
Traveling bard, I could very easily just stumble upon it.
consider the timing of that combined with the Clockwork Dragon fiasco of the night before. It is highly unlikely they would not just put arrows in you the moment you appeared.
Which is why the distraction who has a big heavy shield and armor probably the best option.
And is super fast on a galloping centaur. That would be good too.
But who was to say that they wouldn't target the centaur?
They can't if she
I
doesn't
can
want
protect
them to.
him.
Oh, right. My bad.
Non-combatant. Is that Meira's very tanky?
Yes.
The
Meira
amount
is
of
very
combat
tanky.
allows her to take the hits that are directly targeted to him, that aren't like AoE or spell effects.
So basically, we're just brainstorming different shit, and it just all depends on how we want to do it. Or we could try parlay. We could try talking to him. Walk up to the front gate and talk to him. Shit. I don't think that'll work.
I have enough diplomacy that I could probably talk and distract them while you all get in position.
If you're going, then I will follow you, since you probably would like a second face there to help out.
Once they're all in position, fireballs and tentacles.
Fireballs, tentacles, and lightning bolts.
Okay, Dave. The exterior of the keep. How far is cover from the exterior walls?
The nearest bit of cover, that's like useful bit of cover, good mile or so. It's
okay, so
small hills, and it's been pretty cleared out.
So whoever built it wasn't a moron. That's good to know.
So what other plans do you have?
Waiting on the word. Well, Meira said something about attacking from the water.
That was more so she could find out that Sebastian can't swim.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Because since they never drowned in a cave.
Yeah, he's even as a human, he never really learned how to swim. It was one of those things that definitely I was waiting. There was a scenario in that campaign that would have came up.
The dreaded kiddie pool.
Well, no,
Quincy
there
takes
a sea battle.
Go on, Dave.
No, I was just saying that there was a sea battle planned that they never got a chance to get to.
Okay. Quincy takes a deep breath and goes, honestly, the distraction is the best sounding option, considering that going around inside, even someone who's really good at dodging arrows and or taking arrows to the face probably isn't going to grab as much attention as a humble diplomatic act.
Yeah, but like, if we try to parlay, it's not going to bring all the guards together.
No, but it'll get enough of them that we can actually get the gate open and charge and brutally murder the rest.
The lassie has a point.
Okay.
Yes, that is a possibility as well. If they wanted to come out and take prisoners of you, yes.
Well, I was assuming the plan was you could get in there and open the gate and then...
So how will the rest of you get to the gate undetected?
Yeah, exactly, y'all. It's like a mile away. So pretty much,
Okay, it's very easy. We build a 10-meter tall Trojan horse. And we say it's a
Trojan
gift.
Sebastian.
Anyone have any carpentry tool sets?
What's that big thing that's being built out in the distance? Let's go check it out.
It's a giant Sebastian.
what? That actually brings up an interesting point. What level spells can Sebastian cast? 5?
Yes, but he does have a limited...
Pool, yeah.
No, but that means he could render 3 people, or is it 3 or 4, invisible.
Does have invisibility.
Yes, he
Exactly. So Katsu's getting his second spell. Here's how we do, y'all. Katsu's getting his second spell slot back. Sebastian and Meira go in on foot with everyone else. Everyone else is invisible except for Sebastian and Meira. They get up to the gate. They do the distraction. Everybody else is already there with them, just invisible and not being paid attention to because this crazy lady in full armor on a freaking centaur is riding up, asking for parley, banging on her shield. Meanwhile, Katsu casts invisibility again on myself and him. We get into position off to the south of the keep.
Invisibility is a concentration spell.
I know, bro, but gotta follow my logic to the end. You cast invisibility on me and you. We get into position to the south of the main gatehouse. When our friends attract the attention and draw the guards to the gate, then we unload holy hell on their ass from invisibility and get into the gatehouse and open the gate.
And
As soon as we attack or cast a spell, the invisibility is lost.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
and the rogue can take my rope of climbing.
Oh, matter of fact, that's even better. The rogue can take the rope of climbing, go to the side of the down here on the south part with those crenellations and whatever, and he's small too. He could get up in there while they're distracting and drawing attention to the gates.
Minion B cannot get shot in the butt this time.
He'll be too busy playing with his toys.
And then open the gate for the rest of them. What do you think? Does that sound like a workable plan?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Now, Sebastian using his only level 5 spell slot can do. That would make it 4 people.
Does it have to be? How many is that? That's Quincy, Billidan, and Telrin are the only ones that Sebastian has to render invisible. So he could actually get by with using a 4th level slot. Right?
4th level would be 3 people.
Yep.
Yep, so he could get by with using it as a 4th level slot, not a 5th. Because it would be pointless to render himself or Meira invisible, and Katsu has me and him covered.
Why is that lady just hovering in midair?
Yeah, that's why I said it would be pointless.
That'd be a weird, awkward position
that's
for her
actually
to be
not a-
hovering.
I don't think that's a horrible plan, really.
I think it works. And then if something starts going wrong, we can withdraw or regroup, or we aren't limited in what we can do here. I think it's a good idea.
Yep. What say you, Mr. Billidan?
Hang on.
What does everybody else think?
Yep, sounds good. I know much of the magic involved. It all sounds good.
He rolled 2 on his Arcana.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
which
With
is
a
a
-1.
1 net result because he has a -1.
Quincy
Lord.
looks up and nods and goes, might help. Katsu's going to be with you on the broom, correct?
Correct.
Then it might help if the second face was with Meira to help her persuade people, so I can stay invisible.
Sebastian is the second face.
He's also a giant centaur.
Yeah, but he's a bard too. He's bardly
a-
also.
That is a fair point.
She also
Keep
does
forgetting
have
he's a bard. For some ungodly reason, I keep thinking he's a barbarian.
a barbarian.
Yeah, it's because he's kicking people with a maul equivalent of a hoof, man. That's why.
It's been his most reliable attack, kicking people in the face.
Dude, it's awesome. It's like super deadly.
Yeah, I
Most
really
tools
need
of
to
blade,
remember
though.
that he's. This is true. I
All right.
really need to remember that he's
So-
a bard. So yeah.
I guess let's kick this pony. I'm assuming that means when me and Katsu take to the air again and fly back while everybody else is coming, we're gonna have to make another check to see if we get struck by lightning.
Well, how
Right.
high are you flying?
Well, yeah, we're invisible and it's not a reconnoiter mission, so probably only like 60 feet off the ground, not that high.
All right. Yeah, same thing. Just roll d20 on a 1. You are going to be targeted. Definitely not a 1.
19, yeah.
All right. So you start flying out towards there. Katsu, you start using your magic. Cast invisibility. The rest of you are grouped up. Sebastian also starts making his enchantments, saying his words of power. And the next thing you know, you can't see your own hands in front of your faces. And all that's left is this centaur being ridden by a half-elf.
Dave,
Yes.
would I lose invisibility if I used bardic inspiration?
No.
Cool. When Meira gets in front of the
Not
gate,
Dave. I'm not Dave though, so let him answer. I need to quit doing that.
If spells and attacks are what trigger it.
cool. It's not either of those. So when we get to the front gate, I will pop a bardic inspiration for. I'll pop one for both Meira and Sebastian.
D6 or D8?
It's a D8.
So do we need to get all our tokens out on the board, Dave?
That's what I'm dragging you guys on.
Cool. Katsu and I will be to the south, past the rounded tower down here. Oh, yep, there you go. Somewhere in there.
Now, his token didn't appear on the map for some reason. Oh, let me try that again. And his is a little bigger than that. Sadly, I can't lock his. Actually, yeah, I can't lock his.
Can you make it? Can you make it to where the Narthra token is automatically smaller, like about half that size, or less?
I can, but it'd be really hard to click on.
I'm cool with that. I can do it.
Well, I'm not because it's gonna grab other stuff. So it's just Nartha there. So we know she's small. She's teeny tiny. Quincy's on there. Who are we missing? Billidan. I think we got all the important people in there. Nope, Katsu. We gotta get Katsu. Now remember, your arcane ward is in the battle tracker for obviously your arcane ward because of limitations to Fantasy Grounds. So in case anybody else watching, the other players here are wondering what the hell that's about, it is for Adonarus' arcane ward ability, so it doesn't interfere with any other temporary hit point sources.
Yep.
Okay.
Me and Dave made that discovery after last game that was the way to do it.
That's the best solution that people were brainstorming with. It's not a bad one. It's just, it is what it is. Let me make sure, chat. Again, I need to stop zooming in on the OBS map here. All right, so we have Meira and Sebastian. All right, everybody go into your positions.
I don't think I see a map.
It's Echo Keep. The second
Okay.
Echo Keep.
I'll reshare it here with everybody.
Okay, I can see it.
Man, get excited, Katsu. We're fitting to rain death on some assholes, man. This is going to be amazing.
This may be the day you see Meira die.
Will.
Huh?
Get excited. Come on.
Yeah, what?
This could be it.
Dave's saying this could be the day that Meira gets a fireball. That's what he's saying. No.
I didn't say fireball. I said die.
Oh, damn. I hope not.
A lot has gone wrong in all of my backup plans if that happens. Or a lot of nat 20s are rolled.
All right. So
I have confidence in us.
let's switch this out here.
Did everybody get the sequence of the plan?
Basically, try diplomacy. If diplomacy fails, nuke the shit out of them. That's what I heard.
Me climb up onto the roof and get around back and open up the gate with
Exactly.
once the distraction goes off.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about. All right. So you got the rope of climbing ready. Everybody else is invisible. Let me make sure you all have that.
The invisibility condition, right, Dave?
Yes. In fact, let's see. I see Billidan, Quincy. So
Katsu, cast invisibility on us.
did you select
He didn't
Adanaros
select
yourself?
himself or me. There you go. And you didn't do yourself though.
There
Give
you
me
go.
give me a
There you
second.
You got it, bro. You good.
He's got it. Because we want to make sure all the advantages and disadvantages, all that apply automatically.
Well done, brother.
As well as like concentrations with that, which is one of the things why we're using this, because it does all these wonderful calculations in the background. All right, Meira, your friends are in position, and you come. How do you come trotting down the road here? Because you're going to be seen from a mile away.
Trying to decide if I want to do this the dark side or light side version.
Time to flip a coin.
I guess we're doing this dark side version.
Woo!
Mira's gonna start with prestidigitation, thaumaturgy. Give her eyes a good bloody red glow.
Okay.
Weapon, high in hand.
Which
and
weapon?
then another. Sadly, the lance, because I can't wear the shield right now.
Okay.
Well, I can't.
Actually,
no,
with the lance-
opposite.
with the lance you can use a shield if you're on horseback.
Yep, that's what I meant to say. I meant to say I can't use my glaive. But yeah, she's charging up, using thaumaturgy to bolster her voice and scream, "I am the Reaper of Wrath, come here to negotiate. Open these gates." Just going straight down, bellowing.
Make a persuasion check.
$14.
Okay. So, up from above, there's a voice that kind of shouts out through one of the little arrow slit windows where, you know, that you do see longbows kind of, you know, drawn out from where you're approaching. That's a very fancy title you boast, but we want to know more of why you wanted admittance.
You dare question what the Dark One wants? He has sent me here to talk with you. Though I wish to reap, I will instead wish to speak with your leader on private matters. Or do you not fear the chained oblivion?
Okay, and now
Stop peeing, Sebastian.
yeah, I gotta remove Narthra. I gotta pull the proper Narthra from the combat tracker here. And why is Narthra not a friendly? There we go. All right. Let's move this here so I know those are there. Revealing into here as you say that, after a few moments, you hear sounds of heavy wood and metal scraping, something heavy being lifted behind the double doors to this gatehouse. And once you hear it kind of thud on the side, the doors open up, and inside you see two more of those guards wearing the same teal scaled armor. These both appear to be humans, you know, about early mid-20s. Again, they have their bows just kind of drawn, pointed down. And at the other end, you see a portcullis, which is currently in the raised position. Above them in this 30-foot long corridor, you do see a few more guards with what looks to be pointing down through the like murder holes. And the two guards in there just kind of gesture for you to come on in.
She's kind of surprised. Normally she had to brutally murder everybody to get inside, but this is a nice change of pace. Alright, Sebastian, we're gonna go in real slow, like...
Well, thankfully the rain is covering his fear pee.
We can go real slow, like through the door, and hopefully the other people realize...
Yeah. So yeah. Also slip in behind them.
Hey,
So you don't want Sebastian to go, die, and just charge in?
That was my first response. That's probably going to be the second response once we're inside, though.
What can we see through the crenellations into the interior, Dave?
All right, so flying up here inside, let me clear this here. Give me one moment.
I would like to point out that this first guard tower is perfectly sized to fill the entirety of the interior with loving flame.
Well, that's not really the interior that you're looking at. The
Yeah,
interior
that's
that
not
you're
the
looking
entire-
at is actually over to your left side here.
Yeah.
That's more of the first floor of the tower that you're...
You mean the top floor of the tower?
No, I mean the... So that little window that they're at, that's first floor. The one on the left-hand side is second
That's
floor.
what you mean. Yeah.
As you see where the windows are pointed at, they have a great view of the entire field. So there's another gentleman inside here. Just getting his token on here. Okay. And you can see the interior here as well. Let me make sure chat can. We do have to zoom out for this. I swear I'm going to start switching OBS and my player view screens, because I always look at the right screen first when I tab over.
Cool. I'm digging it.
All right. But yeah, that's the second floor there.
Cool.
All right, so now what is going on here? As they're letting you through, Meira and Sebastian.
Sebastian was doing cartwheels there for a second.
I guess we're gonna go through, and I'm gonna demand them lead me to their leader.
Take me to your leader!
So Katsu and I are mysteriously not hearing the sounds of combat or anything.
In fact, you're seeing Meira walk right on in. Assuming they don't try to fire off a trap as soon as she...
All right, so...
That would be bad.
All right, so you can move Sebastian to the interior courtyard, if you like.
Okay, so if I fly down, Dave, could you then reveal the first floor of that tower from the arrow slit area?
Sure can.
Do you want me, Torin, and Billidan to roll stealth past the people, or nay?
Yes. Roll the stealth here while I put these on
Well,
the map.
Here's
here.
where y'all are doing. Y'all are rolling with advantage, and they're rolling with disadvantage to perceive you. So that's a good thing.
Well, that's a 22, and thank God for advantage.
That's a 26.
Do it and roll stealth with advantage, bro.
I don't think he's here.
Yeah, I don't.
He
No, I'm
is.
here. No, I'm here. Hang on.
Well, he sounds like he's half here and half not. You all right there, dude?
Yeah, I am. Sorry, family things. I keep having to like get up every now and again. Stealth with advantage, right? Cool boy.
This one's right here.
So yeah, 22.
That's good shit. So and then they roll with disadvantage, so it's unlikely that they'll spot you. Although they might.
All of us rolled above a 20, so...
Sweet.
Just out of character, I just realized that bandit right there says Bandit 23.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, the numbers keep going up, don't they?
it's all good. It's all good.
Man, Fireball and Lightning Bolt and what is... I don't
dude.
fucking know.
Lightning bolt would wreck fucking shop on these battlements. You know that, right? If you were on one end of the battlement, you just aim to the other side, blap, you get like 3 and 4 dudes and shit. It'd be awesome.
Oh, I'm fully aware, but I'm not in a position where I can do that.
All right, so Meira, as you go through the gate, these other guards start kind of shadowing you and Sebastian. It's part of the escort. And they start leading you through the courtyard up north.
Well, she will follow them.
And as they do, 2 more come out of these buildings here. And also begin to shadow you in the escort.
That one's a little close to Teller in there.
Ah, the blood's already pumping.
So when we fly up to the top, we can see them going off down the passage, right?
Yeah, you can see them going passage, and once she comes in, they do
What?
close the doors and start to escort her down into the courtyard.
Okay, so... Damn. Alright, well this is unexpected. You might get your wish, Dave. Hold on. I'm just kidding.
There's enough there.
That's suddenly a concern of hers.
Yeah, there's so many of them.
Booyah! No,
Light them up.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
On a completely off-topic note, as a reminder to you, Adanaros, one really good fireball and you could instantly kill Quincy. And I'm pretty sure you can instantly kill Tal'Dorei too.
No, I have
I know.
uncanny dodge. I
know, man.
could easily have it, and I.
Uncanny dodge doesn't help against the area attack.
So
Right, it doesn't.
they're still escorting you, Meira, and they take you over to. Hang on.
How much longer we got on this invisibility?
You have an hour. So
It
you
hasn't
have
even been
about, I'd say with time travel to where you had to turn the invisibility on to not be,
Yeah.
we'll say about 30 minutes before it completely goes out.
Okay.
So they escort you here to this building on the left, and one of the guards here, escort, just kind of bangs on the door 4 times, just boom, 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 boom.
Dave,
you-
I'll look in here in the window crack while on our way past.
Okay. Man. Let's see. Which one was that?
Bandit 25. Fuck.
There's another one here. And whoop. The pin does not need to be there. If I drag the wrong thing to the wrong location, it adds another pin drop, which I don't want done. And
You know, guys, even though the plan has not gone exactly how I wanted, fighting them from inside their place is still slightly better than from outside the walls.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
walls
they can't shoot us with arrows when we have no cover and such.
walls are not very good once you're inside them.
all right. So they open the door here, and just a few more of these.
Oh, that's Telrin's reveal from peeking in the window?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Telrin, you squirrely little gnome bastard.
Ooh, that's a new one.
Quick! Throw a Clockwork Dragon in there.
Yes! Do it! Do it!
Well, I didn't make
No,
one, so.
let's not do that.
Do you even have the mats to make a second one? Right?
Yeah, I just need. It just costs gold.
Okay, so that one's not being put on there.
Out of curiosity, how much gold do you have on you, Tel?
I think like 260, I think.
He wants to know how much you'll get to recover from your corpse.
Yeah, you're not entirely wrong.
Be fine.
Oh, I didn't know I can change that from here. That is awesome. I'll remember that for next time.
Dudes, this is almost an army-sized engagement, and we're like 7 people.
Yep.
Yes, but we also have a severe advantage right now of almost everyone is invisible, and if they get grouped up, then that fireball is going to work.
So, Meira, they tell you that you're allowed to go in, but Sebastian has to wait outside. And I gotta get this on chat so they can see all this loveliness. So many tokens are being revealed.
Well, then she is going to put her lance back in and take out a... Yeah, we're gonna go glaive.
Adonarlos whispers to Katsu, it's super quiet.
Sorry, what?
He said it's super quiet.
When the shit hitteth the fan, put your Hadar right there.
Right where?
Where the gold circle is.
Sure.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I see your gold circle.
No, think about it. It's a ground-based thing. For reinforcements to get to the building that Sebastian and Meira are going in, they have to go through the Hadar to get there.
Okay.
So, actually slightly north is probably better.
Can
Maybe like
Quincy
that.
sneak in? Or do you want me to roll another check for that?
All right. And just so you know, do you
You're
know the
still in your
range on my
previous
Eldritch
What
Blast?
No.
120 feet.
Yeah, we're golden, dude. 120 feet is far as shit, bro.
I know. Just letting you know that you could keep your distance and still be fine.
All right, so Meira, you go inside, and the bandits start to close the doors here.
Can I slip in?
Make an acrobatics check so you can get in before the doors close. Because you are sneaking, so you're trying to move quickly, but without tripping or...
No.
Dear Lord.
This is about to go.
No, you should have had. You should have had a Clockwork Dragon.
No, re-roll that shit. I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Okay. I was about to burn one of my own inspirations for it.
That would be a good use of an inspiration.
So are you gonna spend it or am I? I don't mind spending
I'll burn mine.
it. Okay.
Also, I somehow turned my my acrobatics total from 5 to 4, and I don't know how to change it back.
Good job.
That is a 22. While I try to sort this.
That's much better.
All right. So, feel that last moment, bit of inspiration. As Meira goes in, you knowing this is clutch, you start to move in as there's not much space in the doors, and you just narrowly, just the doors passing by your chest. Almost, you can't really see it, but you can feel it just start to brush by your clothing as you squeeze through the doors and pull the rest of your gear through right before they close. Now, inside, you see 2 gentlemen in robes with various markings painted across their bodies, their faces, almost kind of like bluish teal paint, various symbols, almost ritualistic. Some of them even have little carvings on their forms, like the self-mutilation. Now, sitting at that table here, you see this odd little humanoid with... It almost looks like a blue orc. You haven't seen something quite like this. His bald head, face is a little pudgy, but what gets you is the size of the sword that he has next to him that is almost encrusted with like little bits of sea life and it almost like it's dripping with water. Over at the far end, of the
I got a
court here.
24 on Arcana for the sword, Gabe.
You cannot see it.
I can't see it down from the window.
This is first floor. You cannot see it from the window. Only two
There's a
people that can
wall
see
in
it
the
is
way.
Quincy and Meira.
Oh, okay.
If I were to roll to know what it is, would it be Arcana? I assume it would be.
You can try.
19.
Even as a bard, you have not seen a weapon like this, but it is obvious to you that it is not only, not a normal blade, but is most likely magical in some essence. You would have to physically handle it to kind of know a little more of its nature.
Probably has something to do with water.
Titus?
So, continuing on with the other occupants of the room. Up the stairs here, Meira and Quincy, that you can see, it actually leads up to another level here, which you can see a little bit of, and I'm going to reveal it on the map here. So there's a second floor to this area with other rooms above as well as below. But on the bottom floor, underneath that walkway covering, you see a drow leaning over a table with a map. On the map are various little flags. They're taking different shapes. Some of them have multiple flags on top of each other. Different colors, reds, whites, blues, greens. Both hands are on the table as he looks up. His hair is pulled back into a tight ponytail. What gets you immediately is his right eye is covered in an black eye patch that has a little bit of gold markings on the front of it. And he looks up at you, Meira, and he just kind of sneers a little bit. What is this? Why do you come and bother me? What business do you have here? And the blue creature at the table just still eating, looks at you, taking a big mouthful chunk of, looks like a turkey at the table there.
Mira's gonna giggle slightly crazily. Oh, the great, powerful, and dark one, the chained oblivion, has sent me his humble cleric on a path of murder, not for you, but for a one known as Newt, and the fools who have decided to hold her from him. Do you happen to know the cult of... Oh, jeez, I forgot the name.
The Rancor.
Rancor. His dark vision led me to you.
Well, then your dark vision is clouded. We are not the cult of the Rancor. We do not worship the air or the breeze. We recognize the power of the crushing depths of water as one cannot breathe, cannot move, cannot escape. The water that cannot be stopped. The endless oceans.
And forgive me, but I do not care, for all will end in the darkness. But for now, I need to end them. If you do not know them, please tell me so I can not waste our times here.
And why should we just point you in their direction? They have not crossed us. We have no quarrel with them.
Would you rather cross the ones who are known for madness and bloody murder?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm going to burn advantage on this.
Inspiration?
Inspiration.
Alrighty.
Hell yeah. Nat 20.
It didn't even roll with advantage, but hey.
Nat 20. Awesome.
All right. So, with that,
You better be fucking kissing her fucking boots from that one.
The giggling madness is taking over.
well, there are many types of madness in this world, and, well, we know the Elder Ones can bestow it upon many. And if it is your Elder One's desire to bestow death and madness to this newt, and so be it. We will not stop you, but we will not help you in this endeavor either. If you want to find the area worshippers, you can find them here. And he points on this little map that he has at the table. You can't see where he's pointing to from where you're at.
She will advance.
Okay. So, on the table there, it's pretty much a map at Tal'Dorei. And there's various spots that, again, have been flagged out. You see lots of ones flagged out in Singor, and a few of them spotted out. Here on the Lucidian Coast, some of them in the Alabaster Sierras, the Dividing Plains, even as far as the Clipkeef Mountains. They're all over Tal'Dorei. But there's quite a few in Singor, and you see some on some areas in Singor, like some outposts that you used to know. This town that you used to know, like Zauthter.
Yeah, she's going to quickly try to memorize as much of that map as she can.
Make a intelligence check.
One. Aww.
8.
You still have that bardic inspiration.
Oh, I completely forgot I had 13.
Okay, so you're trying to glance at, like, this is the entire map, and there's different color flags, multi-flags, but you're seeing a lot of things that are marked on here. And where he's pointing to is actually on the Ariat summit itself. So the summit peaks, the mountains out in the distance, he points there, and he tells you of a path that you can take to get there. It'll let you bypass the open valley there, but, well, you see, those area worshippers, they're blessed with, their location is not exactly in our world. Yes, they've come to our keep from time to time, but it's very, very rarely. We have tried to seek out theirs, and what we have seen, well, nobody crosses the barrier.
Ooh, they do love making their death a challenge, don't they?
As I said, they were blessed in their location. If we could, we would have our keep in the icy cold depths, but, well, the Eternal One has sought to see us here, and we have served him well. So there you have it. Is there anything else? Because we are very busy here.
No, there is blood to be shed, if you'll excuse me.
Then be off with you. And he just kind of waves, gestures his hand to kind of brush you off. The Falmer's still just chunking these huge bits of turkey layers, looking at you. The other members in the room here are just kind of saying little prayers to themselves. Doesn't seem like they're casting anything. They're just, mumbling little prayers and just looking at you as they do so. Quincy, what are you doing through all this?
I would attempt to go up and also take a look at the map whenever he pointed. I just didn't want to cut you guys off at the time. Is it okay if I can do that?
Absolutely. Roll a intelligence check.
That is a 14.
Okay. Pretty close to what Meira sees. Just a lot of markings on the map. Towns that you're familiar with, some that you've never seen before. You're not sure what some of the different color flags is, but you do see some of the markings, like some of the locations.
How much time in their exchange would I have to jot down a very, very rough sketch in my notebook?
Well, I mean, if you want to try to pull out the notebook and start trying to write in here, I'm going to ask that you, let's see, we'll say another stealth check to pull out the book without making too much noise.
20.
Okay. So you start gently close the book, and when you open it up, you realize you can't see your book or your hand.
Fuck, that's right, I'm invisible, goddammit! I know where it is on my pouch, but I don't know where.
That's so funny.
Good job.
I know where it is on my person, I just can't see the damn pages!
Okay. So, Meira, you're escorted out. The doors open up, the bandits move out of the way, and they close the door, and they begin to, again, just shadow you as they start escorting you back by the main gate.
She will leave.
Okay, so if you don't resist them or anything like that, I am going to switch these out next game. I keep clicking on my OBS first. Yeah, they escort you all the way back by the main gate, and once Sebastian leaves through that, they're going to start closing that main gate.
I am right behind Sebastian this whole time.
I am.
She looks so confused. Once they're outside the gate.
That plan didn't go any well according to plan.
No, that was actually the best outcome possible. That was awesome. We didn't have to kill a single motherfucker.
Yeah?
Or risk our own lives. That was perfect. Well done, Meira.
Well, then that 20 helped a lot on there.
Yeah, on her persuasion, yeah. That was cool.
So, Dave,
Mhm.
once we all get about 110 feet away, just because she can, she's going to look over at Tal'Dorei and go, I can't handle not doing it.
No.
I don't have a fireball. I have a lightning bolt, but I'm not going to use it.
My God.
She's gonna pull out her crossbow, and you're gonna see that familiar frost arrow, and she's going to use a ray of frost on that poor step on the wall. Oh, spell sniper, I love you.
What's the range on that?
Spell sniper with ray of frost is 120 feet, so I am going at literally my max range.
Okay. Now keep in mind they have longbows, so they can shoot much farther than that.
Also,
Why?
Because
What the fuck?
they might tip off the other people.
you can stop her.
Mira's going to stop her.
Okay.
How can Meira stop her when Meira can't fucking see her?
They're walking. I assume the invisibility would be wore off at this point. Okay, so Dave, let's act this out for a moment, shall we?
All right.
Using any spell or attack disables invisibility, correct?
Right, but since you're attacking, the spell would still go off. It's just so the attack would go through, but then the invisibility would be done.
Tuck, 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 tuck.
So they would see, like, the bolt would come flying at them. They would see it come from your direction. One of them may or may not get hit by it, depending on how you roll with it. And then the rest will be shooting at you, basically returning fire.
Oh, I just want to see some bloodshed, damn it!
You can always shoot Meira.
I can't, though. Because Sebastian. Fine.
There'll be plenty of time for bloodshed when someone doesn't roll a nat 20 on diplomacy type actions.
Fine, fine.
Meira's disappointed as well.
No way! That was the
She
best possible outcome, man. No bloodshed, no risk to us. None of us got hurt or killed.
I was hoping for Quincy to like get stuck in the door going into that main area, because that would have been really awkward.
Because of that fucking nat 1?
Yes.
That would have been pretty funny.
Yeah, no, I was like the second that Katsu reminded me about inspiration die, I'm like, oh shit, I need to burn this like right now.
A bunch of evil cultists got away.
But
We can go back and pick a fight with them if you really want to.
More evil
We can get the
cultists.
Clockwork Dragon, we can stick it on them.
Yes, you can have a trio of Clockwork Dragons assault the keep.
Foolproof plan.
All right, well, you managed to leave without being murdered, amazingly, from these cultists. You're not sure how, but somehow Meira managed
Well, Quincy knows exactly how, because she was in the fucking room.
You weren't really sure that would even work, but Meira came through.
Well, it
Normally
helps.
I have to brutally murder everybody when I do
helps,
this.
It helps that she invoked, the other name of Tharazdun, who I'm sure they know who the fuck that is. So that helped her.
I have
Alright.
no idea who you're talking about.
So,
I follow the Changebringer.
yeah. So, me and Meira have I'm going to guess, a very, very, very rough idea of where we need to be going.
Yes, no, but again, not only did he point on the map where the portal or the location to that tower would be at, he also showed you a route that would bypass the valley going to it. So it's kind of like, I wouldn't say shortcut, but a safer route. Where the valley, there's lots of bad things that could be in the valley. This is more of like, oh, here's a trail that you can just go right up into them and go do what you need to do. Have fun. And that's because you rolled a nat fucking 20.
Good shit.
Don't you love D&D?
It happens from time to time.
Dave, it's the Rixori.
No, because if it was Rixori, then people would be dying.
No, every time it depends on those diplomacy rolls.
Well, she had
That
that
shit was
one,
perfect.
but that was a different... That one, like, literally flipped the first part of the campaign. But anyway, so you got the location
that,
here.
that did scar her for life.
Well, that was because of other actions that she did. But anyway, we're not going to go into that. So you have this location now, and you're away from the keep. What's the next step?
I'd say we just go for it. Unless people need to take a long rest for their spells.
Well, I just have one spell slot left, and it's a short rest for me.
How far is it away?
It is, well, given your current location, where it's at in the mountains, it is going to be, even using that shortcut, will be about 3 days travel.
Okay, so short enough I don't need to call for air support. I am going to send a sending back to her to explain what happened.
I like combat too, y'all, but there were a lot of fucking enemies up in there. A shitload.
Oh yeah, we would not. That would not have ended well.
All right. So,
I believe in our AoE.
all right. Well, this is a good stopping point. What do you want to do? Do you want to stop here?
I want to continue.
I gotta start packing so I can leave tomorrow.
I'm still sick, so I would like to go and lay down.
Okay.
I'll always give my shitty answer of
I know.
I
It's like
always
2 in the
prefer to
morning for
play
you.
4 hours, but if enough of people want to continue, then that's fine.
All right. So, all right, you relay the information to the Queen.
Yep.
You plan to trek over to the summit peaks, to where the location of the Tower of Rancor resides, where supposedly Newt was taken to. At least according to the vision of Adenaros.
Actually, we're going to phrase that slightly different.
Oh? How so?
Just because I have a bad feeling she'd charge off on her own.
Okay. How are you rephrasing that?
So we have a potential clue that might lead Newt to possibly... Nah, we'll go straight truth. Let the bad luck roll.
Are you using the bad decision die?
No, I'm just going with the bad decision.
What's the bad decision?
Telling the Queen where to go.
Oh.
You know, that would probably not be the best thing. The less she's
We're not the ones
involved,
with the sending
probably the
stone.
better.
We're not the ones with the sending stone. I'm pretty sure it's Meira or Katsu, right?
No, that's not necessarily a bad decision. I mean, we get to the mountain stronghold and it's burnt to the fucking ground. Everybody's dead, and we don't have to fight nobody. Be perfect. And then they can't blame us. All we did was tell them where it was. Then they went in there and killed everybody.
I'm going to request that she let us die horribly first, and then does it.
Yo, Dave, I know we're going. I can't resist this. This is not canon or in-game.
Okay.
See what I'm doing, right?
The spinning Sebastian?
No.
Oh. Death. Are you talking about the... All right, so with that, we're going to stop here today. We're going to continue on next week with what happens on the summit peaks and tracking down this other cult. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by and watching today. I hope you enjoyed the adventures into the wonderful world of Tal'Dorei and the more interesting decisions of our troop and their lucky and unlucky die rolls. But I've been your Dungeon Master, and until next time, happy gaming.
Happy gaming, everyone.
Later, everybody.